Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise and gentlemen remove your hats as the Beatrice High School Marching Band, under the direction of Miranda Carter, Nick Thompson, Casey Carrillo, Kayla Sherry, and Hannah Rose present our national anthem. Drum majors are Carly Sigerman and Shay Martin.
Good evening and welcome to the House of Orange for Beatrice versus Platteview on homecoming night here in Beatrice. Thanks for joining us on Beam Broadcasting. I am Andrew Johnson with Hunter Zarbenik here alongside me tonight. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, no problem. Little toasty one. Got a little bit of hot weather finally. Been lucky this fall getting some cooler weather already. So
yeah, it's funny how last week compared to this week. Last week we had one of the best opening weekend weathers that we've ever had, and then this week we get 93 degrees or whatever it is. But you know what? It's Nebraska, and I guess that's what we're used to. So
you're exactly right.
So our matchup tonight, we've got, like we said, Beatrice and Platteview. Platteview coming into the game with a 2-0 record, having defeated, let's see here. Having defeated Crete their first week of the season 30-27, and then Lexington last weekend 27-13. So the only common opponent at this point would be Crete, who Beatrice lost to, of course, last week, 27-14. I could argue that it was a much closer game than that final score said. So Beatrice continuing to look for doing some good things that they got going last week.
Yeah, I agree. I think this week it's going to be a good matchup. I think Plattview's a team that we can go out there and get. They one of the smaller Class B schools as well, so they do have 2 wins, but both by close margins. I know Lexington historically hasn't been great, so anticipate a good matchup tonight.
Right, yeah. Platteview averaging 28.5 points per game, whereas Beatrice is only averaging 14.5. But of course, schedules aren't always the equalizer or whatever. They're not always the same. So until you go head-to-head, you just got to wait and see what happens. Beatrice on the kickoff, and that goes into the end zone for the touchback.
Officials tonight, referee Ed Wapple, umpire Anthony Mandel, linesman Brody Zabel, line judge Carson Wiltfong, and back judge Tobin Wyatt.
So nice kick there by Jesse Oltman's going with the wind. I missed who won the toss and whatever, but I assumed maybe Beatrice won the toss and deferred, chose to have the wind in their favor to start this game. Typically, as those games go on, the wind dies down, and then you have that advantage, first half and second half with no wind in the second.
Yeah, Plattview's got a running quarterback, it looks like, from the stats in the first 2 games, so we'll see what kind of offense they run tonight.
Pass short out right to, let's see, Pierce Miller, it looks like, and then a nice quick tackle by Merrick Johnson on that one.
Pierce looking like their tight end for the night. Has a couple of catches on the year. 4-yard gain.
Yeah, like you said, looking at their stats, there's not a ton on the rushing stats other than the quarterback. And then receiving spread out between really about 3 receivers. This time the handoff to the running back, Broden Arnold, for just a short gain of maybe a yard. It looks like it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, good tackle there at the line of scrimmage. A rally of Orangemen there. Big 3rd down stop here early on.
Yeah, it'd be huge for the Orangemen to get this stop right on the first drive. They had a lot of last week. The second half, really, truly, the defense was really solid the second half last week. Gave up no points, stopped them when they need to. The unfortunate thing was the offense went down and just turned it over at inopportune times. The 3-man front from Beatrice, we've seen a bunch here this year already. Pressure by the Orangemen. Pass falls incomplete. Great pressure on the play there by Grayson Klein, your senior D lineman there. 6', 235, coming right up the middle.
A quarterback Logan Gross Didier. We're going to go with that for the night. Good job eluding the pressure there. Yeah, got enough, got the ball out, but good pressure and good break up there at the end. Big 3rd down stop there for the Orangemen.
Just a little high on the pass, goes off the fingertips of the intended receiver. So Beatrice gets that stop, 3 and out. Platteview forced to punt here on their first possession. Oh, and a great bad snap. And Beatrice is going to have the ball at the 6 or 7 yard line. You couldn't ask for a better start for the Orangemen here on homecoming. What a play. Not much Beatrice had to do except get down there and cover the guy. That's fantastic. Oh, my goodness.
We'll take those breaks when we can get them. Sidelines pumped. Good to see some fire down there. What a great start.
So officially on the 8-yard line. Thought maybe it was on the 6 or the 7, but we'll take it inside the 10 for the first possession. But even here, Beatrice gets in the end zone. That's more offensive yards than Plattview's got at the point, because Platteview only got 5 or 6 on that first possession. So ball gets handed off to Merrick Johnson. He's going to bounce it out wide right. Touchdown! First play of the game, Orangemen.
Oh, Maryland eyes and tight. Merrick bouncing it outside. Good blocking up front.
Could not ask for a better start to the night for the Orangemen. Gotta love it. These kids have worked hard. It's good to see that effort pay off. Good defensive stand. First play of the game. You know who the ball is going to go to. He just bounces that out. Nobody is there for the Trojans. And Merrick takes that in wide right inside the pylon. Put Beatrice up 6-0. Kick coming by Jesse Oltmans. It is up and through the uprights. 7-0 Beatrice. Only a few minutes into the game here. We got 10:21 to go here in the first quarter on homecoming night for the Orangemen and Lady O.
Saw there were some good themes this week. Mr. Johnson, I saw Jersey theme was Thursday.
I was very conflicted on Jersey Day, I must tell you, and you probably know the back of this one, but I have been a lifelong Oakland A's fan, and they're not Oakland anymore. It still pains me. I want to root for the team and those guys on the team because they're doing everything that's asked of them. The coaching staff is good and whatever, but John Fisher's got to go. So my jersey yesterday was my multiple-year-old T-shirt now that's starting to look a little ragged, and it just says "Cell" across the front. And I even brought my Cell flag with me yesterday. A lot of the students were quite confused, but for those that knew, they knew. It's
at least you're still supporting. Some fans wouldn't even come out and show it.
So I went to Wrigley Field, middle of August, with a good friend of mine that's a Cubs fan, obviously, and wore my Cell shirt. We flew outside in the morning, was wearing the Cell shirt. Kick into the end zone again by Jesse Oltman, so another Platteview touchback. Just keep saying it. Great start for the Orangemen here.
Great start. Very good start.
2 touchbacks on kickoff, force them to 3 and out. 1 play and you're in the end zone. But no, we went to Chicago, flew out Saturday morning. Cubs played at 1 o'clock Saturday and 1 o'clock Sunday. Had my Cell shirt on Saturday going to the game. And I had 12 to 15 people stop me and say, we agree, he's got to go, whatever, that type of thing. The next day, I'm wearing my Holy Cow T-shirt, Harry Carey throwback, but I do see another guy in the stands wearing the green cell shirt. So I was not alone at Wrigleyville in anti-support for the A's ownership. Flag on that play, false start by the Trojans. Going to back them up another 5 yards, I believe. Yeah, 5 yards, so they're back to the 15 now. 1st and 15 for the Trojans on their second possession of the night.
Plattview's got a pretty tall receiver out there, number 6. He's listed at 6'7". Levi Uke. Only 2 catches on the year, though.
Yeah, and I'm looking, the tallest on the Beatrice roster is only 6'2". So you'd think if they're them, you could maybe look and try and get something going, but that pass is floated up the sideline. Oh, nice catch. That went to Lance Christensen, and he is going to take it all the way to the house.
Give credit on the throw there, too. Very good ball, very good catch. Coverage was actually not bad. It's a better throw, better catch.
85 yards for the Trojans on that one. He went straight down the sideline, beat his man, took it all the way to pay dirt. So as good as that start was for the Orangemen, now they're going to have to regroup and see what they can do here on their next possession, likely having to drive more than 8 yards like they did the first possession.
Guess if you like points, it's what you're getting so far tonight.
Snap down, kick is up, and it is good. So we have 7-7 now with 10:07 left in the first quarter. Couple of really quick hitters by both offensive teams when they got the ball here on their first and second possession. We'll see what Coach Keiser and the offensive staff dial up here. Maybe we see a big kick return by the Orangemen.
That would be nice.
Shorten that field again. Do want to say thank you to one of our newer sponsors here. You see them at the bottom of your screen, Any Score Feed. And again, we talked about it last week, but that's one of those. It's an app on your phone. If you're at a game somewhere, you can download that app and you can log in and participate, update those scores as we go. Those of us that are calling the games, working the games, that sort of thing, you're helping us by doing that because it gives us that information on the fly. And then when you're watching, you can see it right there at the bottom of your screen too. So if you're somewhere else, happen to be tuning in on your phone or whatever, and you're watching a game, whoever it might be, plug that score in. Let us all know.
Isn't technology just great?
It is great. There was another app similar to this a few years ago. I don't remember what it was called, but this one is really fantastic. And I know I said it last week, but you load this thing up. It gives you standings. It gives you scores through all the districts. All right, now I see somebody already, it wasn't me, updated Beatrice and Platteview 7-7 with 10 minutes to go in the first. That's fantastic.
What I like, too, is you can click on the watch button and it puts you directly to the YouTube or whatever stream that the school is using.
Yeah, as the kind of the streaming sponsor, I guess, or what a director, whatever, Brian's maestro. That kick goes out of bounds, so we're going to have an illegal procedure on the kickoff here. Beatrice is going to get the ball in good field possession again here on their second one. Not at the 8-yard line, but not on the 15 like Platteview had to start after that false start they had on their possession. Beatrice will get the ball at the 35 to go 1st and 10. But yes, as a streaming person, when you want to bounce in and see those games, it's right there in the app. You go to that app. It shows you the link. It tells you if it's a subscription one or if it's a free one. You click it, it loads it. There it is, all contained within the app. It's fantastic. So big thanks to those guys. Appreciate them giving us the ability to run all those scores at the bottom of the screen.
Does look like Merrick Johnson here in the shotgun quarterback to start this possession.
A little different look, hands it off to Logan Schaaf. He runs off the right side for a first down, maybe? It's going to be really close if it's not. I think they're going to say it's second down. So he stopped inches short where they spot that ball on the yard line. I don't know how they're done. Yeah, now they're going to signal on the first down.
Line judge is down here saying,
like,
move it along.
That ball is straddling that beautiful new white yard line we've got on the field at Cam Jurgens Field. How is it not a first down? They give it to the Orangemen. Here we go. Merrick at quarterback again. Logan to his left. Merrick keeps it this time, goes up the middle, dances around, and he may go. He is gone. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. Merrick Johnson, that one for 55 yards, the first one for 8. So unlike last week where he had almost 150 yards at halftime, he's only at 58 right now. We'll cut him a little slack.
2 carries, 2 touchdowns. Almost got wrapped up there in the backfield, made one guy miss, and then pretty much untouched. Good job by that offensive line up the middle there, sealing in, getting to that second level.
Like I said, it is homecoming night here for the Orangemen. Hopefully our homecoming guy in the back here is getting us some replays, and we can start seeing some of these plays out here. And watch Merrick bust that one to the house. Maybe we'll get that one after the kick here. But, man, it is warm tonight, but what another beautiful night out here for football. And that kick is up and through, good as well. So a really good start for the Orangemen offense. And on the kicking side, 2 touchbacks, 2 PATs. Get a stop on defense again this time around. Score again. Go up 2 scores, and you're going to really like where you're sitting early in this game. Man, it has just been, a couple of big plays. You get the stop and the botched snap on that 4th down for Platteview. Beatrice runs it in on the first play from scrimmage. Platteview throws for 85 yards on their second play of the offensive series. The first one was a false start, of course. And then Beatrice on the second play of this drive busts it to the house from 55 out. You know what? I like the style. Being a run the ball guy, I like the style that we're playing versus them. I think it will pay off in the long run. The funny thing is, though, is as a run the ball guy, you really usually see that clock just keep ticking and ticking. And here we are, just barely over 5 minutes into the game, and we've got 3 touchdowns already. This one's going to go back for another touchback. That is fantastic. There is some wind here tonight. There's more at the south end of the stadium than there is the north if you look at the flags on top of the goalposts. It's blown pretty good from our left to right as we look, but it's really kind of across the field from the close right corner to the far left corner. This stadium and the campus here at Beatrice High School sits kind of at a 45-degree angle to north-south. So we get some weird wind things in the stadium that you don't see a lot of other places. Yes. But very good facility, new turf this year too. Yeah, beautiful new turf. As the sun goes down, you kind of see it on the screen a little bit now, but they did the contrasting stripes this time around. Just kind of gang tackled there for a couple yards on that carry for Platteview, but it was time. The old turf was, I believe, 13 years old. It was at they say the life on those is 10 years, so we got more out of it. But at some point, it doesn't pass the compression test that they have to do with the rubber and whatnot that's in the turf. And I can tell you, just walking across this turf, you can feel that it's softer than what it was last spring, last fall. So huge thanks to those people that made this a possibility. We love having it. Platteview with 3 wide to the left and 2 to the right, looking to pass. Not much pressure from the Orangemen, looking deep again. And there's Lance Christensen again. He comes back for that ball. Beatrice kind of lost him in coverage there. He comes back and gets that one, and that's a big play for the Trojans. They go from the 22 all the way up to the 41. Yeah, a little more of a desperation throw there, but got by the coverage, again coming back to the ball thrown into the wind. I think I got 37 yards on that completion and a little run at the end there. And it wasn't a great thrown ball. It was fluttering a little bit, but nobody from the Orangemen had their head turned around to see it coming and know that it was short, and that receiver is coming back for it. This time they line up with 1 in the backfield, and those numbers are, it's not even a number on the shoulder, so I can't even tell you. Oh, number 9 lined up in the backfield. Was that 9? 19. 19, Webb. Okay. I'm like, I don't have a 9 on the roster. But runs for a gain of 4 on the play, we'll say. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 6 for the Trojans here on their 3rd possession of the game now. But really, it's been a game of chunks so far. Yes, it has a lot of big plays.
See which defense here can step up.
Hand off to Dakota Webb again. He's going to go basically straight up the middle. Looks like he's right at that first down marker. And they're going to give him the first down.
Just a little zone read action there up the middle. Gross Didier reading that D end of Beatrice.
Yeah, where are you going? Inside, outside? This time passes back. Gross Didier is going to look to throw it again, and it is down and incomplete, intended for Pierce Miller, the 6'1" junior for the Trojans.
Roll out flood pattern there. You got guy short, middle, long. Beatrice covered it pretty well. Had to come back across his body.
Yeah, like I said,
that pass.
Sorry, last week, that second half, Crete was pretty much an all passing attack, and the secondary held up well against that. So I know we had that one busted play on their long touchdown pass, but I'd expect to see more of that tonight. You know, you see Beatrice playing just the three-man front. They bring a linebacker on the rush, and the quarterback's going to just tuck it and run. And that's, if that's all they're going to get is 6, 7, 8 yards on the quarterback run, just don't let them beat you along.
That's that zone read again. You know, take a guy out. You're reading that D end that time. Beatrice D end came in on the running back. He pulled it. Got about 8 yards off it, but you're right. Don't give up big chunk plays. Bend but don't break.
You know, the red team up the road that's wearing all reds tomorrow, that's been their defensive philosophy too. Cover it and make them beat you up front. And you look what they've given up for passing yards those first 2 games of the season, where it's been, under 70 yards,
Correct.
I think, both games. And even the rushing yards hasn't been real great. They'll get some and they'll move the ball, but it's hard to sustain drives if you don't have both the run and the pass.
Agreed. We'll see what we're made of here in a couple of weeks. I'm not sure tomorrow we'll get much of an answer against Houston Christian. But
going tomorrow, taking my daughter to her first Nebraska football game,
nice.
So that will be fun. She's taking one of her best friends with her, and her friend's dad. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll go. We're gonna go up early, see the band warm up outside the Art Museum. As a Cornhusker marching band alum, my wife and I both, and her and a friend are both in the marching band here at Beatrice High. So I was like, you know what, we need to go watch them warm up. It's just different when you're standing 100 feet from them,
yes,
as opposed to 100 yards from them sitting in the stands.
I remember going my first Husker game, barely. I remember going to it, but I remember it, and it's one of those things you have to experience as a kid. You really do.
Do that, get in the stadium to see the tunnel walk. I mean, it's just nothing like it. Of course, there's ones later in the season where it's dark straight away are even better, but it'll be juiced tomorrow, I'm sure. Back to pass again. That one is intended for Owen Truffles. Not Truffles. Truffles.
Good coverage by Brady Nelson on that.
Yeah, well
right
covered on the outside.
Right side of the corner.
Kind of read that play the whole way, and the ball just kind of floated a little bit, whereas last week with Crete, we saw their quarterback, he had some zip on those passes. And when they connected, it worked, you know. If I'm the Beatrice coaches at this point, I say, get your head around and look for the ball. Give them the 5 yards, but get your head around. Look at the pass again, this time to Landon Shea, and it's dropped incomplete. So it's going to bring up 4th down and 13 from the 23-yard line, and they are going to kick. First game of the season, their kicker hit a 52-yard field goal, I think it was.
Wow.
52 or 54-yard or something like that when they were playing Crete, over in Crete, I believe. So on the college field even. So this one looks like he's kicking it from, it'll be a 39-yarder officially here. It's down, it's up, and it is good, giving them another 3. Makes the score 14-10 in favor of the Orangemen here on homecoming night.
Yeah, very good kick. He's got a leg. You can tell it's into the wind and did a very good job.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier the homecoming festivities of the week. We started out on, let's see, Monday was color day, of course. This year the staff got black for their color. The seniors were white, the freshmen were pink, and I think we had a blue and a green, maybe? I don't remember. I was just thankful the staff had black this year for a change. We usually get the pink or the yellow or something that we don't all have as much of. And then, see if I get a number here.
Daniel Hook.
Daniel Hook, yes. Nice return there from about the 5-yard line. Brings it all the way out to the 32. So, again, good starting field position for the Orangemen. But I believe Tuesday then was, let's see, tropical.
Okay.
So I got to wear my nice flowered polo that I like to go golfing in. And then Wednesday was country country club day. And I went, I could wear the same thing that I wore the day before. But as you know, I've now worked at the country club for, I think, 10 years now doing grounds crew stuff. So I busted out my dirty grounds crew shirt and some shorts like I was ready to go mow some grass and had my headphones.
Did you roll up in the rough mower?
I did not drive a mower to school. No, I didn't leave with enough time. Nice run there on first down for the Orangemen.
Evan Roberts, I believe, on that one.
I think you're right. I think that was a gain of 12 or 13 right there on first down. 14 maybe, 13 I think. But so we're seeing a little something different here this week compared to what we saw last week. Last week we had Merrick as our running back the entire time. And this week you're seeing him as the quarterback. And we talked about it a little bit on the broadcast last week. This time he fakes a couple of handoffs. Merrick keeps it kind of up the middle, end around to the right. And he's going to get 4.5 yards. But when Merrick was off the field last week, and you were looking at that, Crete didn't know who to cover. There was just more options. And I think the same holds true with Merrick as quarterback. Mm-hmm. Yes, he can still run it, but he can throw a good ball too. And Beatrice does have guys that can catch the ball. We saw success last week with the sweep, with some of those quick outs. So putting Merrick as quarterback doesn't hurt the Orangemen for sure. That one is handed off on the right side there. Going to go up for a gain of 6 or 7 for another first down for the Orangemen. I believe that was Evan Roberts again on the carry. See it here, like I said, no, that is not. That is Connor Hayden, yeah, number 10 there. Unless they square up their backs to us, especially with the shadows yet a little bit, yes. It's hard to see those numbers.
And those gray unis.
But I love the gray.
I do. I love them.
I really do. You don't see it a whole lot. Mm-hmm. You see a lot of the solid black.
I think Mizzou does a good job bringing out the charcoal every so often. I like it when they bring out the charcoal gray.
That is Evan again off the right side. He's going to follow his lead blocker real nicely. Patient run off the right. Another gain of 6. And that's another thing that Beatrice has done is just being patient on the run.
Yes.
Your linemen are getting out and they're blocking guys. Just be patient. Let them lead you down the field and take what you can get.
And there's a fine line between when you need to hit the hole and just going with your head cut off. You don't want to hit the hole too soon. Let your line develop. But then when you're ready to go, you want to hit that burst.
Right. And not to just keep talking about Nebraska, but we've seen that before where they have guys that just want to hit the hole and they're only getting a couple of yards. Whereas if they're a little more patient, they can get a little bit more and maybe make a guy miss and get 8, 9, 10 yards instead of the 2 or 3. You know, and if you do the math, we're going to take the 8, 9, 10.
Yes. As you say that, Logan Shape, another 10-yard run.
There we go. Orangemen just keep moving that ball. Platteview really hasn't shown any ability to stop the Orangemen offense at this point yet. And it's been a good mix of pass and run.
Yeah, very little resistance. I think our shortest play so far has been 5 yards. And spoke too soon.
this one to Logan, and he's tackled for a loss this time of 2 or 3 yards. Maybe time for one of those sweeps, see something come across the backfield and send it back to the far side instead of running short side here. So we'll see what the coaching staff has dialed up here. Got 2 to the left, 1 short to the right. Merrick keeps it, gonna roll to his left, throw it out. Caught by Evan Roberts, a real nice move to make a guy miss and then get across that 20-yard line for another first down.
Might be just short, looking like maybe 3rd and 1.
They are going to spot him just short. I thought initially he was at the 22, but they backed that up to the 20. See on the, his knee, actually that might be a generous spot at the 20-yard line. His knee was down at almost the 21. So, but either way, we will take that. You were 2nd and 13, now you're 3rd and 1. Beatrice is going to take that every day. That time you see Boston as quarterback hand the ball off to Merrick in that Maryland eye, and he's going to plow forward and get that first down. Gain of about 5 on that carry, it looks like, for him.
So Beatrice going to stay with this Maryland eye here. Boston staying in. Keep it heavy after that 4-yard gain.
And that's the beauty of having 2 guys that can play quarterback, and you just don't know what's going to happen. So Merrick's lined up clear at the back of that eye, Boston under center. Hand it to the up back there. Flag is in on the play, so we'll wait and see what that is. But initially, looks like a gain of about 3 or 4 on that carry. We'll wait and see what the call is.
Came from the umpire, most likely going to be holding.
Boy, this will be interesting on that replay there. It almost looked like the Platteview D lineman grabbed the Beatrice O lineman and pulled him down backwards. A face mask on Platteview. There it is.
Very good.
Right there on the replay. I think that's the one I saw. It's not very often you see an O lineman going over the top of a D lineman getting pulled down. So that's, you kind of look at that and go, something ain't right there. But that moves that ball way up for Beatrice. They're now on the 6-yard line, basically where they started their first possession of the game. Let's see if we can go one play and in here like we did on that first possession. Boston's going to stay in a quarterback. Merrick at the back of the eye there. One tight end to the right. Handoff goes to Merrick. He takes it to the left, but is met immediately. Fights forward for a gain of a few yet. But that initial stop was Marshall Stobie, a sophomore for Platteview, in the backfield there. But Merrick, being the state champion wrestler he is, says, nuh-uh.
You know what? Sometimes turning those -2 into +2 matters a lot in the game. It really does. You talk about running backs in Nebraska. You know, that's what you want to see out of your running backs. Is
you bet.
Taking something that might be stopped and put a little extra yardage on it.
That ball's just inside the 5-yard line, and where that is the end of the first quarter. Your score, Beatrice 14, Platteview 10 here at the end of the first quarter. We'll take a short break and be back with you at the start of the second.
By the Booster Club concession stand this evening for some delicious popcorn, hot dogs, nachos, candy, Domino's pizza, and ice cold Coca-Cola products. Every purchase you make as a fan directly goes back to our coaching and student athletes to help them be the best they can be in the athletic arena. The Booster Club concession stand is located underneath the press box on the west side of the field. We also have snow cones available this evening for purchase. The trailer is located on the back side of the concession stand. A perfect treat on this warm September evening.
Is going to be basically right. Well, it says the 4-yard line. I think we are. Yeah, we're nudging the 4-yard line, maybe the 4.5. Handoff goes to Merrick. He's met quickly by some Trojans. Going to bring up second down now for the Orangemen.
Boston's still in there at quarterback. Beatrice staying heavy. Extra down lineman.
Rolls out to the right, flips it over, touchdown. Touchdown, Bradley Vandegrift, sophomore wide receiver for the Orangemen. On the little Crawford rollout, Merrick in the backfield. That's what I was saying. When he's out there, you know, you got to respect a few other people. So I do like what we're seeing from the offense a lot more this year than last year. More balanced.
Might have been Wyatt Dyke. Couldn't tell who caught that pass.
Was it? Could be. We'll see if we get a replay here after the kick. But either way, another 6 points on the board for the Orangemen, lining up for that PAT.
Yeah, nice easy throw by Boston. Just very, very easy bootleg, dump down to the fullback. Good play call by the Beatrice coaching staff.
Yet again, kick up and good. So again, great night, kicking game, Beatrice. Great night offensively, really. You can't really complain about a whole lot at this point. Just the one busted coverage.
No, you cannot.
Flipped over. We're on that little break to see that Nebraska volleyball, of course, won 3-0 in it. Again, oh no, I take that back. They're going to a fourth set. They lost the first one against Utah, 25-21. Won the second one, 25-8. And I'll never for the life of me understand how that happens. Win the third one, 25-18. So they're going to set number 4. Norris is up 21-0 at the end of the first quarter on Lincoln Northwest. Gretna East up 28-15 early in the second half already. That was a 6 o'clock start. I wonder if Gretna High is playing a game after them tonight, maybe yet. Strange to see a 6 o'clock start with Gretna East and Elkhorn, two neighboring school districts. You know, they're not even 20 minutes apart from each other. Why you're playing at 6 o'clock with the heat like this. But kickback fielded at the 10. Good return. Looks like that was Cash Porter, maybe. 5'10 senior for the Trojans.
Good burst of speed there. That's what you want out of your returners. And you want guys to just hit the hole hard and go. Not much dancing around. Turned into a good return. And
unfortunately there for the Orangemen, that was a pretty easy return right up through the middle. There wasn't really many hands on him. Anything going that way. So Platteview is going to get the ball at the 45. Starting on the plus side of the field for them this time. See what they do in offense. Did a little toss back and hit immediately in the backfield by Wyatt Happel. And then he is down on the play.
That was a big hit too. I mean, he was right in the middle of the ball carrier and then two blockers who, good job of Wyatt getting through there, but he took a big hit there on the tackle.
He's there and down and hasn't moved much. He just now rolled over to his back. Hoping for the best here for him. Great kid. See him walk in the hallways every day. Says hello. A few other Class B scores while we have a moment here. GI Northwest is up 7-0 on Lexington. Bennington with a big 23-0 lead already on Hastings into the first quarter. Seward up 7-0 on Pius, future opponent of the Orangemen. Waverly and McCook is 7-0 Waverly with about halfway through the second quarter there. Elkhorn North, the number 1 team in Class B, up 14-0 on Ralston. Scott is up 9-0 on Plattsmouth. And no score currently on the Scottsbluff at Crete game or the Alliance Garing game. So that's your Class B games on the night. Again, you can check those out on any score feed. And if you're at some other game, punch those numbers in there. If you're watching Scottsbluff or you're watching Garing, let us know. Wyatt's slow to get up there, but he's walking off the field on under his own power. Trainer Lindsay Beckmeyer there helping him off. What an asset she's been to our school and our community. Truly cares about those kids. Her and her husband are expecting now, and
kid on her own coming too.
One of the coolest things was her student athletes were some of the first ones in this school that she told. She made a point to go to every single practice, and she had a little kind of a gift wrap thing to, pull the onesie out and see that there was a kid on the way. So pretty cool for her and her husband. Logan Grass Didier keeping the ball on that carry on second down after that first down stop. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Trojans. So looking for the Orangemen to get a stop here on 3rd down. Get that ball back and see what they can do before half. It's really been a clean half by both teams with just one penalty flag, I think, is all. And that was the face mask by the Platteview defense. Great stop there by the Orangemen.
The swarm there, right on the edge, no gain. See what Platteview decides to do here on 4th down. About 5 yards.
Looks like maybe that was Rylan Gill and Merrick in on the tackle there. Looks like they are going to go for it here. Thought maybe we'd get to see a 57-yard attempt, but no such luck. And Beatrice is going to go and jump off sides, unfortunately. That's going to give them a first down, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like it's right at about 5 yards.
Yep, right on that down marker. Not what you wanted if you're the Orangemen on defense there. So that's just the Orangemen's first penalty of the game, though. 1 on each side.
I guess you got the Platteview free kick out of bounds if you want to.
Oh, I forgot about that one. It wasn't really it's in play.
Yeah.
Oh, great coverage there by the Orangemen. Nice catch, but really well done on the tackle. I believe that was that number 2, Brody Mintz, maybe? Again, those numbers are hard to see. We'll catch it here on the replay along with you. Thrown out. He is right there. It's not 2, but I didn't see the number as they were getting back up. So not Brody Mintz, but whoever that was out there for the Orangemen. Great tackle being right there. Short gain. Handoff on the right side of the line there for the Trojans, and they're going to pick up the first down.
Just Arnold's 5th carry here, only 7 yards on 5 carries. Orangemen did a good job stopping the Platteview run game early. Really beat us, like we said earlier, on the big play over the top. And now that we're doing some more containing, Plattview's trying to put together a drive here.
Another timeout taken by Beatrice here before this first down play for the Trojans.
Lady-O Volleyball was in action also against Platteview last night, falling in 3 sets. A new coach, Ava Lovett, this season doing a great job. It's
yeah, a lot of young players. There's just 2 seniors playing really on the varsity level. Kara Schuster and Elia Kidder. But then everybody else it's quite a few sophomores. About split, I guess, between sophomores and juniors, but even some of those juniors haven't played a whole lot of ball.
Yes.
So young team. There's some good things. There's times they look really good, and then you get out of sync and whatever. And even there, we look at Nebraska, and they've dropped some sets. And if you're not passing that first ball that comes over the net, that just makes it really hard to run your offense and get a good swing on it. So
and Plattview's got a good volleyball team too. To mention,
they
they're
do.
ranked 6th in their class. They're 7-1 on the year. So. They have a good program as well.
They had an outside hitter, number 2, and I can't think of her name right now, but she was a lefty, and she was pretty dang good. We'll say that. Platteview looking deep here on that first down play and connected in the back corner, the end zone to Cash Porter, their senior wide receiver for the Trojans. Go pull Platteview back into within 1 score of the Orangemen here.
That good ball there. Was it a little tie up in the end zone? If he got more cameras, maybe we could see if that touched the ground. But very good catch, to say the least. And a good throw again by Grosted.
Yeah, good spot with that pass. That kick up in dead center. That almost clears the fence behind the track there for the Trojans. So that brings our score to 21-17. So that big stop forced them to that field goal, on the last possession, looming large at this point. So we'll just stay that way, see what we can do. But Beatrice here going to get the ball again with 8 minutes to go before half. And as we've seen so far in this game, it's only taken a lot of times 2 minutes or less to go down and score. So we'll see what happens here with the Orangemen on offense. But
and 2 very different approaches. Beatrice has 121 yards rushing, where Plattview's got 151 yards passing.
Yeah, kind of tale of not 2 cities, I guess, but tale of 2 sides.
Yes.
The 2 sides of offensive football. And generally, I think most coaches would say they'd love to see a balance between those, but when you got something that works, that's what you do.
You're going to keep rolling with it. If it works, don't change it.
What's the line from, is that Beauty and the Beast? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Fix it.
Speaking of musicals, we got a musical here at Beatrice High. In 2 weeks' time, we have Into the Woods this year, put on by our concert choir. And I can tell you that the set looks incredible already. That stage looks like a forest. It really is amazing what they can do just by hanging some pieces of fabric from the curtains and the battens up above. Make that thing change. I mean, you saw it a little bit last year if you came and saw Once Upon a Mattress, but this year there's probably double the amount of stuff hanging down to, border the stage and cover the curtains at the top. Truly does look like a forest out there. So that is the end of the month. I believe it's the 27th, 28th, 29th, whatever that Saturday, Sunday, Monday is. Saturday and Sunday at 2:30. Monday night at our traditional 7 o'clock final showtime. So put that on your schedule. Come check it out. Those kids work really hard, put in a lot of hours outside of school time to make that thing go. Looks like Crawford in at quarterback and keeps it himself for a short gain of maybe 1 yard.
Hard to tell. Maybe.
No, that is Merrick.
Merrick back in here at quarterback.
If I look at my screen in front of me, I can see it a little easier. But Platteview had that one sniffed out. Nothing there for him. Fights for the 1 yard, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 9 with the ball on the 21. Really is turning into a pleasant evening out here, though.
Yes,
it's
is.
warm, but it's still early September, so that's kind of what we're used to. Handoff that time. Logan Schaaf on the carry, ball up on the left side. So we're seeing Merrick in at quarterback again. Last series they had Boston in at quarterback, running the Maryland eye. This time you're seeing more Merrick in the shotgun, handing that thing off. We'll see if we continue that trend or if we go back the other way. But like I said, when you got a couple of guys that can play quarterback, that's kind of the beauty of it. You got mix and match. Show this time, show that the other time, see what works.
You can, and both guys have their own strengths. So I think that's the unique piece of it when you have two guys that can play quarterback. You know, see teams do that at different levels.
This time the pass goes back. Merrick looked to pass, but now he tucks it, keeps him himself up that left side, fighting for more yards, gets all the way out to the 40-yard line. A gain of about 15, it looks like, on that carry for Merrick.
Flag down backfield.
That's likely coming back then, unfortunately, for the Orangemen. And it is holding on the offense. Which now, instead of a 3rd and 6 turned into a first down gain, is going to bring up a 3rd and 11. Or a 3rd and 16, rather. Sorry, 15-16. All depends on where they want to call that when they put it on the scoreboard. So I think they had 3rd and 6 on that previous play, and the ball moved back 10, and now it says 3rd and 15. So which way are you rounding, I guess? Merrick in the backfield, one to his right on the snap. He's flushing out to the right, looks to throw that, and it is ending up incomplete off the helmet of Jesse Oltmans there. Looked like through the hands and off his face mask. Bounces out of bounds, so Beatrice is going to be forced to punt for the first time. And if we haven't heard his name enough, here comes Merrick Johnson to punt.
You know what? When you have an athlete like that, you got to use as many ways.
That is exactly it. You know, and again, we talked about wrestling a little bit last week on the broadcast. I would encourage any of you, if you can come see one of those live in the winter, come see it. It is incredible. It is action-packed. There is very little downtime between matches, and it's incredible what those kids can do. So Merrick's punt goes back to about the 45 and then is brought up the left sideline by Cash Porter again for Platteview with a real nice return of 25 yards and going to get them to down about the 25-yard line. So like we saw early in the game, Beatrice starting in way positive territory. Plattview's flipped the field now. Last time they started on the 45. This time they're going to start right at the, looks like the 23-yard line maybe. So they flipped that field. Now they have that positive field advantage.
Yeah, the punt and kick return games for both teams tonight have been very, very, very good.
Nice tackle there in the backfield by the Orangemen. I think maybe that was Grayson Klein that was through and then got the shoestring tackle on the cutback by the running back. Gain of a couple of yards on first down there.
See if our Orangeman defense here can step up and keep Platteview out of the end zone. You know, it's tough always starting this deep in your own territory, but big stop here before halftime.
Yeah, get a stop and stay up on halftime.
There we go.
Yes.
Great penetration there from the defensive line. Come on, crowd.
Gavin Roden in the back on that tackle. Sorry, like we said, some of those numbers, we got to wait and see it on the replay with you guys, and then we can see that number. Bad snap, second one we've seen in the game, and he's just got to dive on it. Huge play for the Orangemen. Kind of nothing of their own, but you know what? You're not going to complain.
That's part of the game. We've seen it as Husker fans over the years. You have to not beat yourself, and Plattview's had a couple of plays now that have hurt them, definitely more than helped them.
Here we go. Ball's on the 35-yard line. They're looking to kick here. Makes it a 52-yarder. I believe that was his season long earlier. We'll see if we can see another 52-yarder. This one with his wind at the back. Got the leg.
What a leg.
And it is good.
That was good from 60. That's pretty impressive for a high school kicker. There's some wind. It's not like it's a bunch of wind out here, though.
No, and like we said, it's a little bit of a crosswind in this stadium. I believe that is Ethan Nelson, senior for Platteview. And according to the stats here, the long was a 50-yarder so on the season. So if that is true, that's now a new season long for him at 52 yards for Platteview. And I would venture to guess that is probably the longest in Class B, perhaps the entire state this year for high school football as well.
Maybe career high. I mean, you'd have to think. I mean, that's, like I said, that would have been good from 60. It was right down the middle. Maybe we found our kicker up in Lincoln, but.
Hey, they have looked good this year. They have looked good. As fun as it is to talk about the Aussie punter that they've got up there, it was kind of nice to not see him at all last weekend, too.
I love how the broadcast went and interviewed his parents. They're like, I feel bad for him. He made that through the uprights, too, the kickoff.
Oh, man.
That went through the uprights on the kickoff.
You know, I've always kind of thought, like, why not? If on a kickoff, you can put it through the upright. Give him 1 point.
Give him a point. Yeah.
Give him 1 point. Why not?
Especially at the high school level.
Sure.
College, too, though.
Even college. Those uprights get narrower. NFL, they get narrower. Yep. You know, you're kicking off from the 40 here in high school. College is the 35, I believe. NFL might be the 40 though too now with their new kickoff rules. It's short.
Do you think that'll trickle down to college, high school?
Yeah, I don't know. That new kick coverage where they got to wait for him to catch it, and it's like the softball league stuff where you got to be on the base until the pitch is thrown or whatever, the leadoff kind of rule. Which I get it. It's all about safety, and it definitely not any complaints on player safety. Over the years, we've seen the game get faster and more physical, so there has to be something that changes to keep it to be a manageable game that we can keep playing and keep enjoying. But yeah, I think the kickoff through the uprights would be
I like that rule change. We'll send it in.
Yeah. We'll get everybody, if you're listening, let's write a letter to the commissioners and to Troy Dannon and see what we can do. Handoff goes to the right side for the Orangemen. Run up that right side on the right side of the line. Going to get it the first down. I'd have to assume.
That would have been Wyatt Dyke, I believe, number 34.
I think so.
Little mini reverse there, quick reverse that went left for a second, and then the ball came back to the right.
Yeah, that's one of those misdirection ones we saw kind of in the second half last week on the sweeps and some of those that Beatrice does have a little bit of speed where they can do some of that, get the ball in somebody else's hand and get to that outside edge. American at quarterback, got a guy in motion again, and the handoff goes to the man in motion. Goes up the middle for a gain of about 6, I believe. Was that Wyatt again on that one?
That was Evan Roberts.
Evan Roberts on that one.
It's getting close to the 2-minute mark here before half. See how aggressive we get here.
This time Merrick's going to keep it to the right. He's got a couple of blockers. And his physicality, he's going to pick up that first down and then some, and then get out of bounds and stop that clock. Beatrice still with 2 timeouts, so there's plenty of time on the clock for them to go down and score. We've seen that big play is just bust one and get down there and see what happens.
Very good play call, very good edge blocking out there too by Wyatt.
Right at the 48-yard line, first down Orangemen. 2:04 to go in the half. I think the next thing we'll see trickle down is probably that 2-minute timeout at the end of second and fourth quarter, if I had to guess. Little pass. Oh, they're going to say it's incomplete. Boy, if we got that on the replay, I'd like to see that one, because that looked like he came back and got his hands under that one. But the official had a better view than we did right there. He's right there on the sideline. Only had to look about 6, 7, 8 yards.
He didn't question his call, so.
Nope. And truthfully, nobody on the sideline did either.
No.
So we're going to go with it was incomplete. But like that play call there, just a little rollout, short pass.
Well, if I'm subbing for Jeff Junker, I think I'm obligated to complain about the officials, right?
That would be true. The one and only Jeff Junker feeling a little under the weather this week. Hopefully we see him back here in, gosh, I think we're 3 weeks from now before we have our next home game on the road the next couple of weeks. But see if we get the A-team. I've been on the headset too much this year already. So it's kind of fun. Love working with you guys and love having the kids do all the work behind the scenes. We got Caden Zestera and Parker Fossler on cameras for us tonight. Layla Boyko's down there taking some photos that we can use for yearbook and some of our Beam stuff and social media, whatnot. And then alumni Ezzy Cuevas back there on the big machine running everything. So really appreciate those guys. Merrick rolls out to the left. He's going to keep it. Fight forward for almost 10 yards, maybe 8 on that one. But that's another Beatrice first down.
A good decision by Merrick there. Maybe had a couple receivers open. Smart play there to tuck it and run. Pick up the first down. Move the chains here. We get closer to halftime.
Pretty nice job blocking there by Connor Hayden. He was his lead blocker on that outside edge there. Nicks one guy and makes him fall to the ground and allows Merrick to get up there. Merrick still a quarterback, hands it off around the right side by Connor Hayden on the carry. Gain of 5. It looks like that the down marker there is splitting the uprights on the far side. Be 2nd and 5 for the Orangemen. Just under a minute to go now. Timeout, I believe, taken, even though the clock looks like, well, it must be the timeout clock I see ticking down now. Sometimes that's one thing, like when we do basketball and stuff, I do not like having the timeout show up on the big board.
Yeah, takes it over.
Because you really need to look, and like even right now, what are we at, a minute 42? Are we at a minute 37? That makes a difference.
It does. And when you're coaching too, it's a little bit of time and situation. It's especially basketball. You want where are we at?
Right. But here with football, where your clock is so far from the field, you have to put it up on the scoreboard. If we had a secondary clock, that'd be even better, obviously. But
I do like the play clock being up there too. I don't know how long that's been there.
Somebody might have got that mounted right at the start of the school year.
Okay.
Got that put in. Thanks to Martin Electric for doing a little electrical work out there. There's a camera mounted up on that scoreboard now that hopefully next home game we can bring that and add that into our broadcast. Looks like another carry there by Evan Roberts on that right side. He's being patient and taking what they give him. But that's another gain of 5-6 yards, and we'll take that.
Platteview player down here, it looks like, for injury.
Saves Beatrice timeout once they get that ball set, but clock down to minute 16 to go here, so we don't have to question what's on the clock right now. But Beatrice in good shape at their own 27-yard line. Minute 16 to go. It's still a timeout in the pocket.
Yeah, I've liked our approach this drive. It hasn't been too aggressive. Sometimes coaches, I think, inside 2 or 3 minutes, you can get a little pass happy and leave some time on the clock. We have not done that. We've been pretty consistent, getting still chunks, 6, 7, 8 yard rushes and moving the ball down the field. Now we just got to put it in for some points.
Yeah, I wonder here if on this first down, maybe this is where you take a shot at the end zone.
Correct, yeah.
The shot plays are good on first down. You've been running, grinding the clock. Maybe this is where we see him take a chance. Merrick's got 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right with a running back to his right. Maybe a little roll out to the left and see if he can find one of those guys out there. Instead, roll to the right. He is looking to throw and does. And it's going to be picked off. And then he's going to be tackled in the end zone for the touchback. That ball just kind of floated into double coverage, unfortunately for the Orangemen. And really never a chance for Isaac DeBoer to get to that one. It was too far inside. Maybe he wanted a little bit of a hold there, but not the best thrown ball.
That's hard. It was definitely designed play call there for a double move on the right side, a little out and up. The corner bit on a little bit, but the safety read it the whole way. It was right underneath that one.
Yeah, just kind of playing that too deep, and he was just looking at eyes and saw he rolled to the right. We're going to go that way. Tighten the coverage on the short side of the field. With only one receiver over there, it's pretty easy to decipher where they're going. And there the pass goes off the fingertips of Lance Christensen. Unfortunately for the Orangemen, nobody quite close enough to pick that up on the tip. It was just a nice tip, and the ball was still spinning and on a nice almost spiral off his fingertips. Would have been a great one to pick off and bring back the other way. But
well thrown ball, just a dropped pass there. I think huge time here not to let Platteview go down and put together a drive. It's
for sure
under a minute left and keep things in front of you. Platteview does have all 3 timeouts, but don't let it get him any momentum here going into half.
So the quarterback goes on the keeper there. That is Logan Grostdidier right up the middle for a gain of 14 on the play. And then Platteview is going to take their first timeout after that first down run. They have the ball at the 34-yard line now after this play. You can see there just a nice... Beatrice had a bunch of guys right there on the line. Just nobody could get a hand on him. I thought maybe at first they were going to get a stop in the backfield or right at the line of scrimmage, but he just snuck through there. I don't know if
keep in mind the kicker. doesn't take long to get him in field goal range.
Exactly. Here, so. I mean, that last one, they're only 10, 20, 25 yards, 24 yards short of where they kicked it from the last time. So, he's got the leg, wind at his back. Look at the flags on the right-hand side, the south of the stadium. They're blowing more than the ones on the north end of the stadium. Like we said, the wind's actually kind of diagonal across the field here.
Selfishly, I want them to get to about the 40 or 45 because I want to see a 60-yard
and see one. Yes, exactly. But I'd rather see him try one and miss it. Or maybe a little doink action, and Beatrice can retain the lead going into halftime. But it's strange. As little as you see the kicker attempting things like that, there's not a play more exciting in football than a long field goal. Boy, real nice move by the receiver there, cutting back up into the middle, finding some space.
Nice 18-yard gain there. Christensen on the catch and run.
Yeah, just a little dump pass to the running back that squirted out from the backfield. On the outside of the field, Beatrice had contained, but he was content to run it back up the middle. That one's tipped. And it falls incomplete to stop the clock for Platteview with 29 seconds left in the second quarter. And like we were talking, they're almost to that mark where you're talking about, I would guess if they don't get it, they're going to give it a go here.
I agree.
So 2nd and 10 for the Trojans here. Ball at the 48. Nobody in the backfield. Receiver right comes across, but there's a flag before the play starts. We're going to have a false start against the Trojans. So that's going to back them up, help Beatrice out. Take them probably out of field goal range for sure, I would say. But you never know.
Yes. Make it a little more challenging.
I mean, this would be a 70-yarder from right here, so yeah, maybe not. That's one of those, you put a guy on the end line and see what happens.
Yep.
Was it Georgia that ran that one back on the...
Oh, I think Iron Bowl, wasn't it? Was it in
I think so.
Auburn, Alabama, probably 15 years ago now?
Auburn, yeah. That was incredible. 109 yards for the touchdown.
Oh,
And that is just flat out dropped. That would have put them in field goal range for sure, but that's dropped over there by Lance Christensen, I believe it was. He's kicking himself for that one.
Man, yeah, I think there's been at least three drop passes I can remember already. Those are tough. Those are tough on a quarterback, but you know what? As a QB, you got to keep going back and trusting your guys and give them that confidence back.
Yeah, he's had some nice plays in the game already. I don't know what he's got for yardage, but he's one of their ones receiving wise that's, if he's not the top receiver this game, he's got to be close. Ball aired out off the left side and over the head of the intended receiver, number 40, Cash Porter. And that one just kind of floated a little bit. I thought he had a step on the Beatrice receiver, the defender. He got his hand up there and maybe crossed his line of vision before he could get on it. But yeah, that's going to be 4th down now, and I don't think we're going to see our 70-yard field goal
I don't
here.
think so. Yeah, big stop there for the Orangemen. I think that keeps the momentum.
Huge stop.
Away from Platteview, I guess.
Yeah, really, you've stopped them now 4 different times. You know, on their first possession, they had the bad snap on the kickoff, but you stopped them 3 and out. They had the big touchdown pass up the right side. This kick goes back, and we're going to signal a fair catch, but then let it bounce for the touchback into the end zone. So Beatrice will get the ball with 7 seconds left. I'd have to guess we just see a quick handoff or take a knee, go into the half up 1. Which, you know, Beatrice has led the whole way this game. And so this is their first lead at any point in the season. So it's a different place to play from for the Orangemen.
Yeah, we've done a good job of not beating ourselves up, not making mistakes, you know, playing sound football. Plattview's had a couple of those that have helped us out in the first half. So that's usually a good recipe to be ahead at halftime.
Yeah, we are going to see the Orangemen just take a knee here. And take it to the half, up 1. So good half from the Orangemen. Only a couple of penalties on the Orangemen. Really no mistakes from the Orangemen. Maybe a false start that backed them up a time or two. But pretty clean football from both sides. 2 penalties aside, maybe, I think. 3.
Yep.
But clean half. Not too many mistakes. Big plays on both sides. But really, at this point, you got to give the edge to the Orangemen.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Plattview's got 2 field goals, one of them being a 52-yarder. That's kept them in the game. They really only have the 1 touchdown drive where they went the length of the field. The other one's a long pass play.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to feel good where you're at.
Yeah, I think Beatrice should feel very good about where they're at. They have had some more long, sustained drives than Platteview has. They put together some good play calling and you know, to change at quarterback and seeing Merrick and Boston both out there. I think that's given us an advantage there. And then up front, I think who's going to come out and be more physical up front, especially in the defensive line, start the second half. That's going to be a big key here to start the second half.
Yeah. Well, halftime tonight, we got a couple of performances. First, we got the Black Diamond Dancers, I believe, are going to go here. So we will step aside and let you watch the Black Diamond Dancers. And then I'll jump back on when they're done to give you a little preview of what the marching band is doing for our halftime entertainment here on homecoming night.
water. Maybe water.
Tonight we welcome the mighty band from Beatrice land. The Beatrice High School Marching Band will be performing their show Notre Dame and features selections from the movie The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Selections include The Bells of Notre Dame, Topsy Turvy, God Help the Outcast with saxophone soloist Evan Mertz, and then the finale. The Beatrice Band is under the direction of Mandy Carter, Nick Thompson, Kayla Sheary, and Casey Carrillo, with drum majors Carly Segerman and Shay Martin. Here is the Beatrice High School Marching Band.
Under the direction of Miranda Porter, Nick Thompson, Kayla Shirey, and Casey Carrillo, with drum majors Carly Segerman and Shay Martin, your Beatrice High School Marching Band! Great job out there. with drum majors Corey Severman and Shay Martin. Beatrice High Music Department was hosting a cupcake fundraiser beginning here in the third quarter. These delicious homemade treats will be available for sale at the ticket gate. All proceeds will benefit both the VHS band and our programs. After the game, make sure you snag some tasty snacks for the ride home. Beatrice Educational Foundation would like to thank their head of the class sponsors, Beatrice Community Hospital, Garnett Investment Strategies, Lee F. Coffin, Jane M. Coffin, and Lee M. Coffin Family Foundation, Pinnacle Bank, Security First Name, and Sunrise Bakery. Our head of the class sponsors help make Beatrice Educational Foundation programs, including staff appreciation initiatives and teacher grants, possible. Thank you for your support. Fans and alumni, if you're looking to purchase sportsman gear, then look no further than the Booster Club Apparel Locker, located on the main concourse. You can pick up t-shirts, hats, store signs, and booster seats to name a few items. Every purchase you make as a fan goes back to the Booster Club to help support our student athletes and coaches. Make sure you stop by the Booster Club Apparel Locker and go Big Go! Stop by the Booster Club concession stand this evening for some delicious popcorn, hot dogs, nacho, candy, and ice cold Coca-Cola products. Every purchase you make with a fan directly goes back to our coaches and student athletes to help them be the best they can be in the athletic arena. Booster Club concession stand is located underneath the press box on the west side of the field. Over the next 2 weeks. Football team will be on the road the next 2 weeks. They travel to Hastings and York. Their next home action will be on October 3rd as they host Wrigley here at Cam Jones Field in the House of Orange. Beatrice won the toss at the beginning of the game and deferred to the second half, so they will receive the second half kickoff.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, House of Orange. Some first half stats for you here. Beatrice with 193 yards total offense, mostly doing it on the ground, 179 of those coming on the ground. Merrick Johnson leading the Orangemen with 101 yards on 11 carries and 2 touchdowns. Connor Hayden with 26 yards, Logan Schaaf with 20, Evan Roberts with 19, and Wyatt Dyke with 13. We were 2 for 5 in the air for 14 yards in that touchdown from Boston Crawford. Platteview doing it in the air, 205 yards of offense, 169 of those coming through the air, 7 for 15. Passing from Logan Grostidier, finding multiple receivers. Just 36 yards on the ground for the Trojans. We will see what the second half brings. Platteview kicking into the wind, which means they will have the wind in the fourth quarter. Beatrice electing to take the ball here to start the second half.
Yeah, again, we were chatting a little bit at halftime. Really nice job by Beatrice in that half. 2 big plays by both teams, kind of hurting them. Platteview had the botch snap on a 4th down when they were going to punt, so Beatrice got the ball at the 8-yard line. That kick's really short, so kind of maybe chalk that one up as another big play. We'll see how this turns out. But then Platteview had the long pass, touchdown pass, when they're back at their own 15 after a false start, when they're backed up to a 1st and 15. That big play. But then really, other than that, you take 7 points on both sides for those. Beatrice kind of wins there, where they held Platteview to a couple of field goals and got a couple of stops, where Beatrice got 2 touchdowns out of it. So I guess Platteview scored 3 times compared to Beatrice's 2, but Beatrice was long, methodical drives. We're kind of joking the stat that would be really interesting in this game would be time of possession, which we don't have. We were guessing probably like 16-6 or something like that, or 16-8. Math, 12 and 12 is 24, 16. Yeah, whatever. But they're on first down. Nice run by Merrick. Going to get 11 yards, it looks like. Brings them right to the 40-yard line. Kind of the same thing we saw in the first half on that first play.
Yes. We'll see what team made adjustments coming out of halftime. I think the story was pretty easy to see from both coaches. So, I think Beatrice got the edge there in that first play. I think this first drive is going to tell us a lot here for the second half.
What's the mentality coming out of halftime?
Yes.
Merrick, a quarterback, hands off to the receiver coming across. And he's swarmed to the backfield for a loss of 4 on that first down play.
Evan Roberts there. Plays worked a couple times in the first half for Evan. Had a couple of nice runs. Platteview stuffed that one out. Logan Schaaf there.
Gain a 7 off to the right side, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7.
I like what we're doing there, that little double motion, pre-snap motion. And get a couple extra blockers there when we run to the outside. Platteview doesn't look like they're doing too much of adjustment pre-snap, so we'll see if we keep coming back to that here in the second half.
Yeah, the official clock has that ball on the 42, but if you're looking like I am straight down those hash markers there, that's the 43, which makes it 3rd and 7 here. Definitely a manageable 3rd down the way Beatrice has been running the ball this game. That's another one of the stats. I'd like to see yards per play. Goes back to Merrick, and he's going to try and keep it himself, but there is just not much to that short side of the field. Sometimes that short side you like with the blockers and whatever, but boy, there's just not much running room over there for Merrick that time.
Yeah, if you think you pick up 4 or 5 there, you might think about going for it on 4th and short, but I don't think that's even crossing the minds here on 4th and 7. Yeah, yards per carry, we averaged close to 8 yards per carry in the first half as a team, where Platteview is just down at 2.7.
That is a telling statistic, but if you look on passing
is very different.
It's going to be the flip.
Very different.
Of course, they've got that one, 85-yard touchdown pass, so the yards per pass is going to be up there for them. Nice kick, hits a good Beatrice hop, fielded about the 15. And then he's going to be tackled. It was almost at the 20, but he's going to make it to the 24 after about 3 more Orangemen coming to make that final tackle there.
A good coverage there by the Orangemen. Pretty good punt, 1 bounce. Very different than the first half, but we did a good job of flipping the field there. Now let's see if our defense come out and get stopped.
Yeah, again, like we said with that first Beatrice possession, let's see how the second half is going. And the same holds true here. What's Platteview going to do for offense here in the second half to start this?
I expect a lot of in the air again.
Quarterback's got 1 behind him, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. And he's going to hand it off. So kind of unexpected, what you maybe thought there. They're going to run it on the first down and maybe lose a yard on that first down carry for Platteview.
You know, maybe looking at their first 2 games, that's why they throw it so much, and they might just not have a whole lot up front to run the ball. So.
Right, and I guess, you know, they have the common opponent in Crete, the 2 teams do. And then the difference is Platteview played Lexington last week, and Beatrice played Crete. But in that first game, Beatrice had to play McCook, who is one of the most physical teams every single year in Class B. There's a pass thrown deep, and they're going to say caught right at the 45-yard line by Owen Troffholz, which is going to be a big gain of, let's see, 31 yards, I believe, if my math is right. Thought maybe on that play, maybe they would end up saying it was incomplete. That ball was laying on the turf really quick after the end of the play, so he must have just set it down, and they were happy with that he caught it. But boy, that's one of those where it's almost too quick for me. But
Troffholz, our leading receiver there, and just got right behind our defense, and that's one thing you can't do.
All kinds of time back to pass. And then he's going to be taken down for another loss on first down. That one's going to be a loss of 4, almost 5.
That's what they call a coverage sack right there. I believe only 3 guys they're trying to get to cross Didier, and great job by the Orangemen back end there. There was nothing there on all his.
Yeah. I was just about to say he's got all kinds of time to throw this ball, and then all of a sudden he had no time. But he did. But that's one of those where, you know, there's just nobody there. Don't let him pass you like we saw in the play before that. And cover those guys and be ready for it. Motions man from the left side across to the right. He's going to look back to the left. Throw it completes. It's caught.
Oh, ball.
And the ball pops in the air. He catches it again, and he's going to get another 10 yards after he lost that thing up in the air, spun around and caught that. We'll see it here on the replay. There's the catch. Merrick comes in, makes that ball go flying in the air. He tips it, gets it, and then gets another 10, 12 yards on that play. That's Nick Clark on the catch for the Trojans, and they are now down to the 26-yard line of the Orangemen.
Yeah, it's pretty fortunate that ball to come right back into his hands.
One of those potential huge plays that bounces their way. Pass out and the toss, oh my goodness, up the sideline and in for the Trojans. What a play that is going to be. Jonah Nelsman, a 6'2" senior offensive lineman that comes out. The pass goes to Nick Clark again, but the offensive lineman is running out the outside, runs it, gets the toss, runs it up the sideline and in for a touchdown. Holy smokes.
Yeah, you got to give Platteview credit for that. That was that was creative. It was very creative. Like you said, it was an offensive lineman coming out on a hook and ladder type of play, you know, something you'd see for a trick play.
Yeah, that was. Now they're going to go for 2 to tie this game up. And he's going to run that in easily to the corner of the end zone. That's Dakota Webb, running back. It looked like it was just a direct snap to him, that Wildcat formation. And he just kind of easily beats the guy to the corner and takes it in. So they're going to go up that 7-point now. So they make up that 1-point differential that we had for the touchdown on their 2 field goals on their first possession of the second half.
Yeah, not the ideal start there, second half. The Trojans came out, got a stop, and then came out and drove right down the field and scored. So a couple of nice play calls, with the coaching staff credit there, and the players executed it to flip the score here to start the third quarter.
Yeah, it was a really nice couple of passes, and then that hook and ladder play to get it into the end zone. Just well done by the Trojans on that drive. Something really they didn't have the sustained drives in the first half. That's really their first long sustained drive. They had touchdown, a couple of field goals. This one they go the length of field, and I mean it's a bunch of 15, 20-yard plays, but 25 yards, but not the 85-yarder like they got the first one on.
See if we can respond here. Big momentum shift here to start the second half.
If I'm coach, I'm just saying, you know what, take a deep breath. We're going to run it. We're going to burn the clock. We're going to make something happen. Another short kick. So they've flipped from trying to put it in the end zone like they did in that second quarter with the wind at their back to now saying, you know what, we're just going to pooch kick it right up there, kind of between where all the receivers are, and make you cover it and not turn it over.
I couldn't see who got down on that ball there, but it's tricky. Those short little pooch kicks, if you're not ready for it. James Scholl was the first one there to start the second half. That was aware and fair caught it. That one, Platteview almost got to it, but good job by falling on it and maintaining possession.
And really that does the same thing. The touchback brings it out to the 20-yard line, 25-yard line, whatever, and that's basically where they're starting this drive on the 26. So if you're not going to get it into the end zone going against the wind, that's probably a smart play.
Correct.
Make your hands team do something with that and field the ball and cover it, keep it in your own possession. 6 yards on that first down run for Beatrice.
Stick with it if you're Beatrice. Stick with the game plan. Don't detour. It's worked so far. Keep being physical with them.
Johnson in the quarterback. That's Roberts to his left. The handoff goes to him. He's going to get tripped up and stopped right at the line of scrimmage. He's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Orangemen at their own, I would argue, the 32-yard line. For some reason, our home clock is being a little stingy on where they're spotting the ball for the Orangemen tonight. But got it fixed on this one. 3rd and 4 from the 32. And unlike the first half, don't blink, but we're halfway through that third quarter already.
It is rolling
now. So this
now.
quarter is moving.
Oh, shoot. Didn't get set there down here. Number 11 on our side of the field, Jay Jackson.
Receiver clear out here to the wide side. That ball snapped, and then he stood there. He was not ready for the play nor for the snap.
Yeah, and that's hard. It's you want your receiver to get out there quick, but that's kind of also a little bit on the quarterback, just to make sure your guys get set up. But Jay looked a little unsure on the outside there. Turns 3rd and 4 into 3rd and 9. It's our 3rd penalty on the night.
Which is really good.
That is good.
It's just the timing of some of them. And then we see the bad snap like Plattview's had a little bit of an issue with. Merrick does get it picked up and is able to get it down with some receivers in the area to avoid the huge tackle for a loss. But Beatrice is going to have to punt here. 4th and 9 at the 27. So a couple of not great possessions for the Orangemen here to start the second half.
Yeah, and some of those plays, you just don't want to beat yourself on. Come out here to start the second half and got to get something going here on the defensive side of the ball. I guess get this punt down there first. It's the most important.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get a better kick on this one than the last time. Good snap. Kick is off. Fluttering a bit. Takes a nice Orangeman bounce and then kicks out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So that's a real good kick from Merrick there to keep that away from the returner. And high in the air, get the coverage guys a chance to get down there, and then it does take the Beatrice bounce and even out of bounds. It would have been nice if it would have hit inbounds and then just skirted right up that sideline. We saw that last week. I think there was one down here on the near side to us that just somehow it never turned and went out of bounds.
That was a very good kick, flipping the field. Got to ask you, what do you think about it? You mentioned the Aussie earlier. Both feet, can kick with both feet. It's pretty unique.
I can't even throw a ball with both hands, and I can barely kick a ball with my dominant foot, so that's pretty incredible.
It's awesome.
Like I said, I'm going tomorrow. I would enjoy the chance to see it, but if it's a game like last week where we don't see the punter at all, that would be perfectly fine by me as well, because that means the offense is doing their job. Chris Didier is going to roll out to his right and throw it to Olin Troffholz out on the right side there. His wide receiver, senior, 6'4", tall guy out there, catches that and gains 6 yards for him on first down. So with that rollback and whatever seemed like maybe that was a bigger play than it was, but Orange have been able to stop it for just a gain of 6.
Yeah, Troffholz is their leading receiver coming into the night and only had one catch for a loss of 3 yards in the first half. Second half, he started off very hot here as he's gone to him all 3 times.
Christensen gets that ball as he comes across from his slot position on the right. Runs it up the left side for a first down. And a gain of about 7, it looks like. It'll be first and down Trojans at their own 39, looking to move the ball and push this to a 2-score lead for them. Where Beatrice had that a lot of the first, 10-point lead most of the first half. Platteview able to get some there at the end. That handoff goes to the running back straight up the middle for a gain of maybe 5, looks like.
Number 20, Broden Arnold there on the carry. Yeah, now Platteview seems to get in their run game going a little bit here in the second half. Beatrice can be a little more conservative on the back end.
And we talked briefly about school size, but like if you look at number of guys that are out, both sidelines look fairly equal. Mm-hmm. I know we talked about that with the difference between Class A and B last week. Class A, you got guys that are only playing one side of the ball, whereas Class B, they're still playing both ways, especially on the line, a lot of them. And it's warm. It's been pretty cool the last couple of weeks until the last few days here, so that's something where at what point does conditioning come into play? But again, Plattview's hour and a half away. It's the same.
Yep.
So it's just it's a test of wills, and who wants it?
Football's one of the tougher sports out there. I mean, you're doing all this work with a bunch of pads on you. I mean, that's the big thing, and the heat especially. Like you said, tonight's one of the hotter games we've had so far this year.
Bit of a high snap there, but the handoff goes to Dakota Webb, and he's going to run up the left side for a nice gain and get him another first down. He's got it down to the 31. 16-yard gain, I believe, on that. So Platteview well within field goal range, as we've seen already tonight. Orangemen really need to stop here.
Yes, they do.
Need to stop, maybe something to force a negative play, get them to fourth down, and at least hold them to that field goal. Christensen comes across from the left. This time the pass goes back to the left, floating it out. Nice coverage. And incomplete on the sideline. Really nice coverage by the Orangeman defender out there. We'll get the number here on the play. That is Brady Nelson, I believe, on that one.
Brady got beat there on the initial move there, but recovered well.
Yeah.
On the ball in the air, got back with his speed, got in there at the last second to break that up.
Dakota Webb again on that carry. He's going to take it up the left side of the line for a gain of 7, it looks like.
And Plattview's got a little 1-2 punch there in the backfield with Arnold and Webb. Both guys getting about the equal amount of carries. And
yeah, like you said, they're starting to feel that run game. It's working for them. You know, complementing their pass game, taking a shot every now and then. Beatrice can't just sell out on one or the other. Whereas last week with Crete, Beatrice could just sell out on the pass. This week they can't. The quarterback's going to keep that one and scamper all the way in untouched. That's Logan Gross-Didier running it in for the Trojans score.
And you mentioned the lack of the run game in the first half. That's already up over 70 yards here in the second half for the Trojans.
Not what Beatrice wanted to see here to start the second half. As good as that first half started.
You're right.
Now we're getting the flip of it here in the second half. So hopefully we get the flip of the flip. Mm-hmm. Beatrice is going to come back in the second half of this second half and, and come out with this one on homecoming night. So that kicks up and good, makes the score 35-21. Beatrice got some work to do here now, down 2 touchdowns with 2.5 minutes left here in the third quarter of play.
The Beatrice softball team, shout out there, 11-4 on the year. They go to Hastings this weekend. Beatrice played Seward last night and won 8-0 in 4 innings. Played Malcolm on Tuesday. Won that one also in 4 innings. So pretty good solid start for the defending state champs. Got invited down to play in the Midwest Showcase down in Kansas City a couple of weeks ago and played some tough teams there, some teams from Missouri. It was something different. Nice little pleasure there to go down. Always neat to do that when you get the opportunity.
Yeah, so 2 of those 4 losses come from that tournament alone.
Correct.
The other one comes to Hastings in the second game of the year. Northwest, yeah.
Yep.
And then one just recently.
Out in Kearney. Kearney got him.
To another Class A school. Yep. So 3 of those 4 losses are to Class A schools, and the other one's to Northwest, who, from all accounts, has arguably the best pitcher in Class B this year. Mm-hmm. So they've seen some tough teams that that they have lost to, and it does become different in tournament time when you got to be aware of those pitchers. You can't just throw your ace against the best team you're going to see in a triangular or a weekend tournament, that sort of thing, and then whatever. Because I know in that one where they lost to Northwest, then Beatrice beat somebody else that weekend, and Northwest lost to that other team that weekend. So they all went 1-1, in that little triangular, and it's like, well, who really is the best team of the 3? So
softball is one of those sports too that just flies by, and they only have a couple of weeks left of the regular season already. We've got some good teams coming up. Crete's 12-2 this year. Actually, Ralston's 9-3. Don't see the Rams competing in a whole lot of sports, but they're 9-3 this year in softball, and so yeah, Lady Orange having a great season. They're on the diamond.
Yeah, nice to see Ralston at 9-3, another conference school.
Yes.
In the end, we're in a conference together because we're good matches, academically, socioeconomic, athletically, fine arts wise, all of those things. You think back to when you were in school or when I first came over here when we were in the River Cities Conference, and that wasn't the case with all the schools in that conference.
Yes.
So this one's a much better fit all the way around.
Agreed.
Schools are supportive of each other. They work together, help each other out. And it's nice to see them.
Boston Crawford back in here at quarterback. Merrick back at I-back here to start this series.
It's a little change up from the Orangemen. Let's see, you saw Merrick last couple of drives. Let's flip it back the other way and see what happens.
Yes.
On the 24th of September, Beatrice is hosting the Trailblazer Conference Marching Band Festival. So that afternoon, that's a Wednesday, and it happens during the day. But in the afternoon session, each of the 7 schools in our conference that have a marching band that goes and competes in the month of October will be here in the House of Orange at Cam Jurgens Field, getting some feedback from some judges and showcasing what they can do. But the afternoon session, they march and play their whole show, kind of like you saw at halftime tonight. But the crowd at a marching festival or contest is entirely different than what is at a football game. So if you come out here that day, you will hear every single little tiny thing that they're doing, and be able to really soak in what those bands are doing. And we've got some really good bands in this conference. I can attest to that, being former band director. Some good friends of mine still teaching band in this conference. Look forward to seeing those guys all coming down here to see what they could do.
There's that double reverse there. This time stuffed for loss of 5. Connor Hayden. I believe cross country also just had their meet here this last Saturday, hosting on the field here just behind the House of Orange.
Yeah, in and around. Last Saturday was a busy day out here. Last week was busy. We had volleyball Thursday night at home. Football out here with Crete coming to town, of course. Saturday then was the volleyball invitational, and yes, the Beatrice invitational. So a nice solid run there by the Orangemen. Merrick's going to pick up that first down. It was 3rd and 7, and he gets 8 yards to get that first down and get the ball to the 45. But yeah, going back to last weekend, it was a busy one. The Lady O in volleyball went 1 and 2. Were able to finish 4th in that invite. So good showing by them. Like we talked earlier, they're a young team this year. They're going to learn. They're going to get better.
Yes.
It's fun to watch them and see how they're developing, and listening to coaching and all of that. Cross country had a tough go out here. There's some really good teams are out here for the invite. They were at Fairbury yesterday, and on the boys' side, I know we had James Given was the individual champion, and I think the team finished maybe runner-up over there at Fairbury. So cross country is one of those two that if you get a chance to see it, check it out. Those kids work really hard, and
they do.
I'm partial. I did cross country all through high school and everything, but the course here at Beatrice High is not easy. I have run it, and those kids work hard, and it's a tough sport with very few accolades and recognition. But good kids, they're just out there doing it for the love of it.
Yep, and running something that only a handful of people actually love, and so the ones that are out there, it's a lot of big mental hurdle. I don't think people realize running is obviously physically, but mentally it takes a lot to get through.
Yeah, there's a few of them that are out there that are doing cross country to help them be ready for another sport.
Yes.
You see that with track in the spring too, to some extent. But here we go. Beatrice is going to hand the ball off to Merrick. Finishing up a replay here, I see, but that goes to the left side. He's going to pick up maybe 4 on that first down. So good, tough run by him again. Beatrice now, pushing down the field. You feel like with the start of the 4th quarter here, they need to go and get points on this drive.
Yes, they do. A big drive here for the Orangemen. So far, good start here. Mixing it up. Boston coming in back at quarterback. Evan Roberts on that jet sweep that we've seen a few times tonight.
That one's going to work off the left side this time for a gain of almost 10. Maybe 9.5 yards. See where they actually officially end up spotting that. They're going to give them 10. So that ball's now to the 30-yard line. Beatrice first down. Just what we needed there. Here we go. Let's get across 3 more of those dark stripes and get to the black colored end zone here on the new Cam Jurgens field. Handoff goes to Merrick that time, and he is met right there. They're just queuing on him now. And we've seen it a few times where really when he's getting that ball, they're going, make somebody else besides him beat us.
Exactly. Right now, that's what Plattview's name of the game is, make somebody else beat us. Merrick up over 130 yards of rushing already tonight, which is pretty normal for him.
Yeah, he was at almost 270 last week officially, but that was kind of an anomaly. He was at 150 in the first half last week, and kind of a game like this one score-wise, but And there we go. Up the left side, cut back, breaks another tackle. And he's going to be down just short of the goal line. Looks like at the 2.
Good tough run. He broke a lot of tackles there. As we get later here in the fourth quarter, you know, your guys that are, like you mentioned, the conditioning earlier on. That is one thing that pays off, especially with high school athletes. And Merrick's one of those guys.
Yeah, you knew he didn't want to be stopped short there. I guarantee he's in that hole. Give me the ball. I'm putting it in. See what the Orangemen dial up here on offense. Couple of tight ends in on either side. Maryland I. Handoff goes to Merrick, and he's stuffed in the backfield. Maybe a loss of 1 on that one. Nice job by the Trojans.
A lot of penetration there. That Maryland I. Platteview definitely won the battle up front on first down.
Going to Maryland I again. This time the handoff goes to the fullback.
Wyatt Dyke.
Was Wyatt Dyke up front there, and he's going to push it down to the 1.5-yard line, I think. So gets halfway to the goal line there. Maybe they're going to spot at the 2, but it's going to be close. Wouldn't be surprised to see something very similar here, like we said.
Do we got the tush push in?
You know, that'd be one where maybe I put
Can we bring Cam back just for one play?
Or
here?
put Merrick under center with Wyke behind him in the Maryland I and do the tush push. Merrick being just a little stronger than Boston is, which is not to fault Boston. You know, your genetics are genetics. That one goes to Merrick, and they're going to blow that dead.
Oh, it is on them. On them, though.
It's going to be an offsides. So now that ball's going to be at the 1.5-foot line, or whatever you want to call it. The half-yard line, I guess, is what most people say. I 3 feet to a yard.
Now I want to see the QB sneak.
I just want a touchdown.
I want a touchdown.
I don't care how. I don't care how it happens.
It's
just a touchdown. It's going to be Maryland I again. It looks like.
At least we're under center.
Nice shot by our camera crew. QB sneak, getting pushed. He's got to be in. There's the signal from the judge on this near sideline. That took a long time to call it. We could see it from our camera angle here. Great job by, I believe that's Parker Fossler over there on that camera, zooming in at the right time. Knew where that play was going, as did everybody in the stadium.
I mean, I thought he got it on the initial push. It took him for that second surge to get through officially, but I thought he got it initially there. Good drive. Great drive there. It's what we needed here in the fourth quarter. Looks like we're missing a guy here on the extra point. Don't want to burn the timeout here.
One of the big guys fell asleep over there or something. We'll neglect to say a name this time, but you can figure it out. But it may not have been him that was supposed to be out there either. That is up, and it is good. Snuck it inside that left upright. That had to have been close to being on that left edge, but we'll take it. Still a very good kicking night by the Orangemen.
Very good.
We've got 4 PATs. I believe there's 3 or 4 kickoffs in the first half that went into that north end zone for touchbacks. We'll see where this kickoff goes here. A couple of good punts in this second half to kind of force Platteview to have to go the whole length. But, of course, this time Beatrice needs that ball to get back there, pin them deep, and get a stop in a hurry.
Yeah, and back into the wind. You're switching sides of the field. Platteview will be with the wind. We'll see if Platteview changes up their offensive attack. You know, obviously very pass-heavy so far, but with a lead with 8.5 minutes left in the game, maybe you want to take some time off the clock, but not every coach believes that. Sometimes you want to just keep the momentum going that you have and don't want to change up what you're doing.
They have thrown the ball deep, but they've had a number of those short passes too, kind of the extension of their run game. I would venture to guess, though, we're going to see some of that two-headed snake running a back attack and try and burn some clock, because at some point here, that's going to be the issue for Beatrice.
Yes. Still need to not give up that big play. Platteview may not be as aggressive, but you just never know. Can't fall asleep.
Some really nice coverage there on that kickoff. They're going to stop them short of the 20 or maybe right at the 20 on that kick return here. You can see picks it up, almost steps out of bounds over there. That would have been huge had he stepped out at the 12.
All right, defense, now's the time to shine.
Couple of scores quick. Norris is up 56-0, so they're going to move to 3-0 on the season. That's a team we see here at the House of Orange later in the season. Definitely going to be a tough game on that one. Pius, however, another opponent here at home later in the season, is down 20-7 to Seward with 4 minutes left. That's the quarterback keeper after the fake handoff. He goes around the right side. Gain of about 3, I would say there. And Waverly up 35-7 on McCook, another team. Waverly comes here and Pius is up there. So it's Norris and Pius here in the month of October. So a couple of really tough games here at home. But if you're watching at home and you like what you're seeing, come out and support these guys for those last couple of home games, because that's a couple of big-time opponents, and we're going to need everybody here.
Beatrice to contain Didier here with his legs. Got loose a couple of times last possession. Great tackle there by Merrick.
Yeah, hands it off that time, and Merrick said, nah. So like we're discussing, it's just been the run on first and second down. Do they take a shot here with a pass to stop the clock and help Beatrice maybe a little bit? Or are you keeping it on the ground still?
We're going to see maybe a rollout here. That's my guess with Grouse Didier. Give him an option to run or pass.
He does have some legs, and he can run. Fake the handoff. He rolls to the right, does throw it, and I believe it is caught over there.
His favorite target there, that's Truffles. 20-yard pass. Great throw, great catch, good route, little comeback route.
Pretty good coverage by the Orangeman there. He had to go up and get that one and then caught it as he was falling down. But like you said, in a spot where nobody else could get to it.
A big conversion there by Platteview.
Huge.
Momentum was definitely moving.
They're going to try the double reverse. Flea flicker. He's throwing it. Picked off? No. Falls incomplete. Oh, my goodness.
Man. An opportunity there. Beatrice did not fall for that double reverse pass.
Was Boston almost picked that one off over there on the sideline.
That's one of those plays that you have been at the high school level, and I mean, it's getting thrown no matter what. And Beatrice had 3 guys there, thrown right at the sideline, back to the quarterback, but we did not fall for it. Good job of staying disciplined there in the back end.
Yeah, I'd say really good discipline by the secondary for sure to keep guys covered, not let him pass them. That's what you see a lot of times on those. You see it run, and you sneak up. This time the handoff goes off the right side. And he's going to keep pushing forward. That's Dakota Webb again. All the way up. Be just short of the first down. But a nice run by him. It's going to bring up third and really short, I believe. Yeah, there it is. Third and really short.
Yeah, we'll see here. We had a chance to get him in the right line of scrimmage there and just missed. Third and short. See if they go under center here. Stay in the shotgun. Obvious running down here.
They haven't been under center much. Pretty much all their running has been out of the shotgun.
A wildcat.
He's going to bounce that left. That's Webb again. And pick up 10 yards, get that first down. And move to the 35. Beatrice really needing a stop here.
Yeah, now they're almost in field goal range here too. Nice here to stop and not let them convert another one.
They'll be right at that 51 yards or so right now, 52, where they hit one from earlier. Best case, we need a negative play.
Yes, we do.
Couple of stops.
Snap over the head, something.
They've done that a couple of times tonight, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. That's a clean snap. Handoff goes again to, I believe it is not Webb. That is Broden Arnold. And he's going to go and pick up another first down for the Trojans.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough run there for 12 yards. And a couple of missed tackles there by Beatrice. Got to dig deep here, find something underneath.
Yeah, I had two guys, and they both let him bounce to the outside instead of one going out, one going in, make him come between you. Crunch time here for the Orangemen.
Yeah, Platteview up to 400 total yards of offense now, too.
Kind of a high snap there, but that one's... No, he keeps it. Excuse me. He's going to run before he's tackled for a gain of 8, it looks like. That was their quarterback, Didier, again. He's just going to go fake that one, keep it, go up the left side.
He's listed 5'10". I think that's generous. I mean, he's a smaller guy. He's got a pretty good arm for his size. And he's quick, too. We've seen his legs a couple times tonight as well.
Say, he and Boston are probably about the same size. But Boston's listed at 6'2", which I don't know that I buy that one either. There he goes again. Fake the keeper, left side, squeezes right through there and into the end zone. And barring some late game magic, I hate to say it, that might be the nail in the coffin for the Orangemen here on homecoming night.
Yep, that's tough. Another good zone read play there. They've been running it all night, and good read by Didier. And like you said, got some legs. Just 3:49 left in the game. With a team that's been running the football most of the night, might be a big hurdle to overcome.
So your score is now 42-28 in favor of the Trojans. I mean, I know if the score holds, you're not going to like the end result. But, you know, from the first week of the season playing McCook to last week with Crete and now this game, I definitely see improvement.
Yep. A lot of it's about progress. You know, football's, there's not a lot of games, but there's enough that you want to see progress game over game. And, you know, I think you're seeing that. Definitely from a competitive standpoint, we're competing a lot more than we were in the previous 2 weeks. So, you know, you like to see it as a coach, as a fan, spectator.
Yeah, you definitely have to appreciate the effort.
Mm-hmm. That's the message you got to get to the kids. And, you know,
and I mean,
it's not fun losing. It's never fun losing. But you gotta seek progress and positives where there are some, and then learn from where you need to get better.
Yeah. And you know, we've said a lot of names for both teams, but you know, for the most part, the names we're saying on both sides are seniors and juniors. But the names that you don't say, you know, those linemen and the linebackers that are getting the tackles and the secondary guys, you know, looking at the rosters, that's where you see a little bit of the difference there a little bit, that some of the ones that they've got out there is still juniors and seniors, whereas Beatrice, you're seeing a lot more sophomores and juniors.
Yes. Yep.
So it is still a young team for Beatrice. You know, so that does make a difference, you know, and it just takes time. It just does.
And football is one of those sports too that, you know, it's skill players. Obviously, you need them, but I've always said at any level, you got to have an offensive line. You got to have a defensive line. I mean, that's number one most important. And you said those names don't get mentioned much, and those are the guys that put in the work. And usually the teams that are winning a lot of games and competing for championships at all levels, they have very strong offensive line, defensive lines.
I mean, the one thing I would say tonight, though, is that when Platteview has gotten those runs, a lot of them have been around the outside edge, and it's been, you know, the passes to the outside edge and that sort of thing. They haven't had a ton up the middle. I mean, their line's given Didier time to throw the ball.
Correct.
But it's not like their O-line is blowing huge holes
Agreed.
in our defensive line.
Yep.
Whereas on the flip side, the Beatrice O-line is getting a push, and a lot of those Beatrice runs have been more the middle. Yes, there's been some side ones on some of the sweeps and some of that, but I would make the argument that 80% of Plattview's progress down the field has been, to the numbers and outside, whereas Beatrice, 60-75% of it has been between the hashes. Correct. Or for sure between the numbers. It's not been the edges. So we don't mention those guys enough. Mm-hmm. But I would have a hard time arguing tonight that it's the line that has been the difference.
Correct.
Platteview just has more speed getting to the edge.
Yep, completely agree. And their skill guys have been pretty impressive, and they got several of them.
Yeah. So Beatrice, of course, being a throw the ball some here. That pass is complete to Merrick, kind of on a little running back screen right up the middle. And he is going to move up and pick up that first down on a 3rd and 10 for the Orangemen. So needed that one. Time and down to distance is kind of dictating what Beatrice has to do here, where they're going, okay, we gotta throw and we gotta get this ball down the field in a hurry if we want to even have a shot at tying this thing up.
Yep, that clock's going to keep moving. It's going to be a lot of air here, so the clock does stop if you don't get a completed pass. Plattview's anticipating that most likely.
Crawford evades the rush. There's going to roll out and then just eventually run it out of the bounds after picking up a couple of yards on that first down. So nothing there. So smart play to not throw it and try to make something happen, which is one of the things we saw him do last year.
Yes.
So that's another one of those progressions that we've been talking about, that there's the smart play that, okay, there's nothing there. They're covered. Let's just get what we can.
Correct. Quarterbacking is one of probably the toughest single positions in any sport to play. The ball's in your hand constantly, and there's so many decisions coming in a split second.
He's hit as he throws that one, trying to get it to Connor Hayden there on the little crossing route. Lucky to get that one away, so it's not a sack. Clock stops. 3:21 to go.
Boston a little shooken up there after that.
So it looks like he's limping just a little bit, but he's going to tough it out, stay in there, keep the options open. See what the coaching staff dials up here. 3rd and 8. Going to hand it off to Merrick, maybe just saying, you know what, it's going to be 4-down territory no matter what. If Merrick doesn't get there, we're going to go for it. But he does get down there, picks up that first down. I believe it's going to be right on that line to gain. They are moving the chains now, so first down, gain of 8 for Merrick on that one, or maybe 9, I suppose you give them. They moved it 40-yard now. But Beatrice to midfield. Be nice to get a big, huge chunk play here and get down there and then have a shot at that onside kick.
I think it's time to maybe try to take a shot or something here soon.
Gonna hand off to Merrick again. Up that right side, just get out of bounds, buddy. There you go.
Yeah,
gain of 8 or 9. Does get out of bounds to stop that clock. Beatrice still with 3 timeouts in their pocket. Platteview, of course, has all 3 as well. But some smart play calling here. I've liked what I've seen these last couple of drives from the offensive staff for Beatrice.
Yeah, haven't had to do anything too special. Obviously time is now becoming more and more of a factor here. Obviously you don't want to turn the ball over, but got timeout here. Platteview takes their first timeout.
So, coach over there, Mark McLaughlin, maybe seeing that they're a little bit on their heels, feeling a little gassed, so he's calling a timeout. Bring the guys together. Big thanks to our sponsors. As you can see them rolling across here on the screen for supporting Beatrice Athletics and Bean Broadcasting. If you'd like to be a sponsor, reach out to Athletic or Activities Director Cale Kaiser at the high school, or his secretary Rachel Frericks, or myself, Andrew Johnson, at the high school, and we can get you connected with that. I know we have a couple of the large sponsor spots yet that gets you a permanent sign in the ozone that even on the school day when there's nothing going on in there, you can see it. Your name, logo can be up there. And then we have an unlimited number of spots that we can put here on the stream. So if you want to help us out, we would greatly appreciate it. Keep us going on the beam side. Allows us to get some more equipment, move forward. I know we've got a new TriCaster that runs all of our replay and stuff that's coming later this month. Hopefully we have that in and up and running before that next football game we have on October, I think, 5th. Would be pretty sweet. That would allow us to record 4 cameras instead of 3 for replay. Doubles the number of inputs we can have. But then when you got double the number of the inputs, you need more inputs to put into it. So, like I said, if you want to be a part of that, we'd greatly appreciate it. Any donation is fine. Just reach out to the high school, get a hold of Cale Kaiser or myself, Andrew Johnson, and we can talk you through how to do that. Your hand the ball off to Merrick. He jumps a guy, pushing the pile. He's going to pick up that first down again. Keeps churning. Gain of 7 or 8 on that one. Let's see where they officially put that one. Looks like they're going to give him 7. So that ball's there on the... No, they're going to give it 8 now. So the ball's on the 44-yard line. Clock becoming a factor, though, down to 2:20 left in the half.
Beatrice doing some no huddle here. Oh, no.
Bad snap. Boston was definitely not ready. It hit his foot, bounced back forward. Platteview has recovered. That's going to be the ball game. Not sure what was going on there. It looked like a lot of people were not ready for that one.
Yeah, not really sure. Beatrice was trying to do some no huddle there from the previous play, and just didn't look like anybody was ready, and the ball got snapped at the ankles of
the center was ready.
The center was ready.
Unfortunately, here on homecoming night in the House of Orange in Cam Jurgens Field, that's pretty much going to do it for the football game as far as that's concerned. Do stick around. We'll see who gets crowned king and queen here after the game. Royalty this year is Georgia Buller, Sarah Dodge, Brooke Gleason, Anna Hamilton, and Kaylin Vader on the queen side. And then your king candidates, Rylan Gill, Jace Hanshaw, Wyatt Happel, Merrick Johnson, and Henry Trantham. A lot of those kids involved in multiple activities. Everybody's doing something this fall of those kids that are listed. A lot of great kids here at Beatrice High. I felt over the 13 years or whatever I've been here now that the student body does a nice job of picking their homecoming king and queen, and then in the spring their orange and black king and queen.
For sure, yeah, and that's really, the big picture. I think that's what high school's about, is getting kids involved and learning a lot of life lessons they can take with them beyond their high school career and into college as they become adults. And by getting involved, that's how you do that. And no matter what that is, whether it's sports or academics or show choir or band, fine arts, all of that stuff. I think it's very important for these kids to get involved, and we continue to do that here at Beatrice, which is good to see in a society that becomes harder and harder to keep kids off their phones.
Yeah, that is for sure. Have to assume Plattview's just going to keep that ball on the ground, take care of it. Picked up 1 first down already. There it is, the handoff again. Just pad those rushing stats at this point. Keep that clock running.
Beatrice going to go ahead and use their timeouts here. Just under a minute to go.
I'm guessing that more there from Coach Keiser is not the timeouts to stop the clock and whatever. This one's pretty much over, but I would venture to guess, and knowing him, that he didn't like the effort he was seeing after that turnover. Yeah. So he's going to take a chance to stop them, pull them together and say, hey, this isn't the Orangeman football way. We play hard till that whistle blows.
Correct. Yeah, we'll see. I guess if you're looking at it from an outsider and down 2 scores, your chances of coming back aren't likely, but you're probably going to take them, because if you don't, it kind of looks like you're giving up. So you kind of got to show, nope, I'm still believing in us and as a coach, and
sure,
don't want to fold the towel. So like you said, compete till the end, and part of that, as a coach, you got to use the timeouts when you got them.
Yeah, they don't gain you points keeping
Yep.
them. Maybe that's another rule we can institute.
Yes. We're going to have a whole new rule book by the end of the night.
We'll call it, I don't know, like Aussie football and Canadian football have some weird rules. Why can't we?
I will say, I don't think they've used their 6'7" receiver all night.
No, I don't think he touched it once, did he?
He's been out here all night, and
At this point, I tell him, hey, man, you're doing the same thing. Go out for cross country.
he more of a decoy than anything, isn't he?
I'm sure we'll maybe perhaps see him during basketball.
Yeah, yes.
Platteview, of course, had that great tight end the last couple of years. He's out playing, I believe, at Stanford.
Yes, I think that's right. Yep.
Which is incredible to see. You know, like we said, they're one of the smaller class or schools in Class B. So for them to have a guy to go play major college football is pretty impressive. And really, if you think about it, tight end wise, from the state of Nebraska, there has been a lot of them the last few years.
Call the state tight end university. I mean, it's been pretty impressive. You got guys obviously in Nebraska, but you have the guy over at Iowa State that went there recently, and he's
that was from Pierce, I believe.
Ben Brommer, he caught a touchdown pass against Iowa in the Cyhawk game.
And Iowa's stolen a few over the years.
Yep.
From the Omaha Council Bluffs area especially, but
guys that have gone on to play professional too. Noah Fant.
Yeah, so really, like, if you want to watch tight ends, it truly is. And we shouldn't leave them out. Nebraska's got a really good one this year too.
Yes, yeah, Luke Lindenmeyer's been very impressive. Actually, one that no one really probably saw coming with Heinrich Harburg and another Nebraska guy, and Carter Nelson, another Nebraska guy at that position. So
yeah, I think was the quiet one all off season. Mm-hmm. The other two were getting talked about a bunch, and now you go, okay, he's the real deal.
Yeah, he's been fun to watch. He looks kind of just like a big bruiser and can catch passes too. The little one-handed catch last week.
And he moves good too.
Yes, he does. What's your prediction for the Huskers this year?
We're going to know a lot more, obviously, after, not tomorrow, but the next weekend after they play Michigan. But definitely I like what I saw last week after a close game with Cincinnati to start the season. But in some ways I think that's almost what they needed. Win one of those close ones. You've been on the wrong side of it so many times. Win one of those close ones, then come out the next week and absolutely just control every part of the game. So mentality-wise, you definitely like to see that. I would love to see it again tomorrow. Another shutout would be amazing. I couldn't tell you the last time Nebraska shut out two teams in a row. It was back to 2009 when they had their last shutout,
yep.
Let alone two in a row. So I'm guessing we'd have to go a long ways back in the record book. To like when you were born or
yeah.
something, I don't know if there was one even in the 90s when we had those national championship teams. A lot of those, they would get up so much that your third string's playing pretty much the entire second half, and somebody will go and get a field goal at least, late in the fourth quarter or something to put some points on the board. But no, just I would love to see really solid play again tomorrow. Get those backups a lot of playing time again, and come out healthy, obviously.
That's the most important.
And be ready to roll with Michigan coming to town the next week.
I think that's the most important thing, is coming out of a game like this healthy. And yeah, I think some people maybe were disappointed after the Cincinnati win, just by the way it was so close, and people might have came in thought we could blow the doors off. But I think close wins, especially when you haven't had many, you learn a lot more. You
right.
see your weaknesses and build on that. Now, I don't know how good Akron is. Not. And then Houston Christian probably not either.
No.
We'll have to see more here in a couple of weeks. But.
Yeah, I was hearing some people saying that if Houston Christian and Akron were playing, Akron would probably be a 10-point favorite.
I heard that too.
And it's just, but you can't. That's the other thing they've got to develop is that killer mentality that it doesn't matter who you're playing. There's a standard.
Yes.
And I'm sure if you're a football fan, you saw the halftime stuff from last weekend. And that's what Matt Rule is looking for from those guys. It doesn't matter. Get out there and, make them make plays. And
all right, well, we got a flag here. Beatrice does have the ball inside a minute here.
Looks like they're going to call that on Platteview. Maybe the Beatrice receiver looking to turn back around and got held there at the end. So there's your PI. Going to move the ball downfield for the Orangemen a little bit. But no, I would say overall with Nebraska, the optimism is definitely high, but tempered because we've seen this before.
We see it every year, and we're used to it. And
been snake bit too many times.
Yeah, and I think we want to see it before we can actually believe it.
Right. But I do think last week was a good start on that. A little pass floated screen to Merrick. He's going to run that up, pick up another first down. Beatrice inside the 40-yard line now.
Coach Keiser wanting to spike the ball here. Boston, he does that, hobbles up to the line there.
Going to need some time with our trainer moving forward.
The ball was spiked. The clock is still running, and it shouldn't be.
Should just be at 22, I think.
Yep.
1 second off. Officials are converging. Side judge saying, hey, we got a problem here. 22 is the official call. Beatrice is going to go on the road next week to face York, who lost tonight, I believe, so they are 1-2 on the season. See if I can find that one quick. Well, I don't see it. Did they play last night? They did. They played last night. They lost to Standing Bear 21-16 at Seacrest Field, which was probably an interesting experience for the Dukes to go into Seacrest Field. I've been in there numerous times, mostly for marching band, and I know how different it is just for that activity. Playing football has got to be the same way, to go in there where those stands are giant and concrete on both sides of the field. But
we got some pretty unique stadiums here in Nebraska. Probably nothing like some of the other states, but the new field at Lincoln Northwest out there, very nice facility there they just put in.
And they always get a flyover at their games. You just never know when it's going to happen. Flags all over the place on this play. I do know for a fact they just instituted this year a really cool aeronautics program up at Lincoln Northwest, cool. Which is, I like to see that with those schools, especially some of those that, like Lincoln Northwest is right there by the airport. Like I said,
yes.
I joke about a flyover every time, but literally that's what happens, So cool to tie into your community and your neighborhood and take advantage of some of those things. Make those connections with Duncan or whoever it might be on the private industry side, and do that.
It is very neat just for high school kids to get that opportunity. It's very unique to have that here in Nebraska.
Yeah, I went to a conference in San Antonio for some of that career technical ed stuff last year, and the simulators they have for not just aeronautics, but they had the welding simulators and all that stuff where you could practice it in VR. It's like the real thing, but you're not wasting any material. So that's so cool.
Yes.
Pass gets caught there by Merrick, and that is going to be the end of the game. Your final score is going to be Platteview 42, Beatrice 28. Let's see if we can get you some final numbers here, stat-wise. Hard-fought game by both teams. And again, I'm going to say that the score is not indicative of actually how close that game really was.
Agreed. Yep. Early on, went back and forth. Platteview just came out in the third quarter and had a couple of bigger plays and wore us down a little bit. And we actually did a good job of responding, but just not quite enough. win coming to look at the final score. So, yeah, final score 42-28 Platteview. Some stats here for you. Platteview finishes the game with 428 yards of offense. Logan Gross-Didier, their quarterback, 12 of 23 for 254 yards and 2 touchdowns. Very good performance by him on the air and on the ground. 68 carries and 2 rushing touchdowns. I mentioned their 2 running backs, 63 yards for Dakota Webb and 36 for Broden Arnold. Beatrice with 323 yards of total offense. 2 quarterbacks tonight. Merrick Johnson is 1 for 5 on his night, and Boston came in, was 3 for 9 for 45 yards. On the ground, Merrick led us with 186 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Connor Hayden with 27, Logan Schaaf with 27, Evan Roberts 39, Wyatt Dyke with 14 for the Orangemen.
So good effort by the Orangemen here on homecoming night. Stick around. We'll stay on the air to bring you the crowning of our king and queen and the introduction of the royalty. Beam's off for a week and a half now before we have volleyball back online again. But if you're looking for some hometown sports next week, Udeca's tournament is in town. We got the B division here at the high school, A division playing out at Southeast Community College. So you can for sure get your fill of volleyball next week if that's what you would like to do. Otherwise, I'm sure a lot of our cohorts that do the streaming at the other places, I'm sure York will have stream for football next week, and volleyball on the road. We'll be able to see those. That is one of the nice things anymore, and we talked about it in that Any Score Feed app. Log in on there. You can click it. It takes you right to it. If you want to watch it on TV, you can find it and then pull it up on the TV, cast it or whatever, but you can find it right there. So they make that pretty easy for you. Thanks again to all of our sponsors. If you're interested in being one of those, contact us at the high school. Otherwise, for Hunter Zarbanicki, I'm Andrew Johnson. We will step aside and watch our homecoming festivities. Have a good night, everyone.
So, where's the, half lines to my right? I'll zoom in on it.
Congratulations to the coordination of the Student Council Leadership Class. I'd like to extend heartfelt thanks to several individuals and groups who helped make this homecoming week unforgettable. Thank you to the administration and office staff for their unwavering support of the student body throughout the week. We also appreciate the dedicated staff members who participated in this week's activities. A special thanks to the custodial staff for their hard work behind the scenes. Additionally, we extend our deep appreciation to the parents and guardians for the continued support of their students. Finally, a big thank you to all the students who joined in decorating hallways this week and participating in themed dressing groups. You have made this homecoming week truly special. And now let's get started. Tonight's crown bearers are Molly Milburn and Ace Parker. Molly Milburn is a kindergartner at Beatrice Elementary School. She is the daughter of Ashley and Chris Milburn. She loves dance and gymnastics. Molly also enjoys listening to music and singing. Molly is creative and finds joy in doing crafts. Ace is the son of Jay and Sarah Milburn. He is a first grader at Beatrice Elementary School. Ace loves spending time outdoors, going camping, and playing with his friends. He enjoys Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic, and his favorite activities include playing soccer and his Nintendo Switch. Ace is also a wonderful big brother to Kate, whom he loves to play with. Welcome back to last year's King and Queen, Monet Bear and Blake Pettit. Monet Bear. Monet is the daughter of Peggy and Darren Bear. Monet is attending the University of Nebraska-Lincoln and is studying a pre-health track. Monet has joined the Delta Gamma sorority, the dance marathon, and the pre-health club. Monet's long-term goal is to be either a physician assistant or a nurse practitioner. Blake Pettit. Blake is the son of Kirsten and Sean Pettit. Blake is attending the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, majoring in marketing and finance. Blake has started playing indoor soccer and plans to join various business teams. Blake's long-term goal is to be an investment banker or retirement planner. Now for this year's candidates. Georgia Bold. Georgia is the daughter of Jackie and Joshua. Georgia is involved in tennis, cross country, wrestling, softball, FFA, NHS, student council, science club, band, 4-H, and FCA. Georgia has earned all conference honors in band, tennis, and wrestling. She has also earned academic all-state honors in tennis and wrestling. She was awarded the Nebraska State College Multi-Sport Athlete Award. Georgia plans to attend a college and further her career in either tennis or wrestling while studying sociology or psychology. Merrick Johnson. Merrick is the son of Lacey and Jordan Johnson. Merrick is involved in football, wrestling, track and field, and FCA. Merrick is a two-time state finalist in wrestling and has won an individual state championship. He has placed third in the discus at the state track meet and has been selected to the all-district team in football. For his future plans, Merrick intends to attend college to pursue a degree in exercise science and play football. Georgia and Merrick. Brooke Gleason. Brooke is the daughter of Tara and Tim Gleason. Brooke is involved in softball, basketball, tennis, National Honor Society, student council, and leadership. Brooke has earned all conference in softball for 2 years. She has been selected to the all-academic team in softball, basketball, and track. Brooke was also on the team that won a state softball championship last fall. Brooke plans to attend the University of Nebraska-Lincoln and study pre-dental. Wyatt Apple. Wyatt is the son of Ryan and Nisha Apple. Wyatt is involved in football, FFA, Beatrice track team, the St. Mary United Methodist Church. Wyatt has been on academic honor roll. He has earned a varsity letter in football and is voted captain of the football team. He is also a Nebraska State track champion. Wyatt plans to attend SEC Milford to complete construction electrician program. Brooke and Wyatt. Anna Hamilton. Anna is the daughter of Aaron and Andy Hamilton. Anna is involved in cheer, dance, track, and key club. She is the vice president of student council and the president of National Honor Society. She is a member of the St. Mary United Methodist Church Youth League. Anna has earned academic letters for 3 years. She has been awarded All-American in cheer and dance. She was a Portland Cheer Athlete of the Year finalist. Anna plans to attend the University of Nebraska-Lincoln and study nursing. Jace Hanshaw. Jace is the son of Jenny and Justin Hanshaw. He is involved in FFA and baseball and helps with wrestling. Jace is the treasurer of the FFA program this year. Jace plans on attending Iowa Lakes Community College to study construction management and technology. Anna and Jace. Kaylin Bader. Kaylin is the daughter of Jamie and Sean Bader. Kaylin is a member of the Black Diamond Dancers dance team, as well as participating in cheer, key club, and show choir. Kaylin is a member of Christ Community Church and PDI dance studio. She has earned All-American honors for 2 years as a cheerleader and dancer. Kaylin plans to go to college to pursue a degree in dental hygiene. Rylan Gill. Rylan is the son of Stephanie and Jeremy Gill and Samuel and Ashley Gill. Rylan is active in football and track and field and is involved in Key Club and National Honor Society. Rylan has received varsity letters in football and track and field. He earned academic all-conference honors and was elected team captain of the football team. Rylan plans to attend college to continue his career in track and field and pursue a degree in exercise science. Kaylin and Rylan. Sarah Dodge. Sarah is the daughter of Dennis. Sarah is involved in the organ band, the school music group, show choir, student council, National Honor Society, community theater, and the St. John's Choir and Bell Choir. Sarah is a 3-time academic letter winner. She has earned a music letter as well as a best solo at Disc Music. Sarah plans on attending college studying sound engineering. Henry Trampler. Henry is the son of Leslie and Henry is involved in varsity soccer, varsity tennis, National Honor Society, Key Club, and band. Henry plans to attend Wichita State University and major in aerospace engineering. Sarah and Henry. The 2025 Beatrice High School Homecoming Queen is Georgia Bowler. The 2025 Beatrice High School Homecoming King is Henry Trampler.
Wait.